Hey team, this week we catch up on our power problem. Never mind our growing spider problem. Ah, the sound of the cryopod.
It's very loud. It's like one of the loudest game sounds.
It's true. Rev really likes my Stationeer's intro. That's pretty fun. Oh, we're shooting things.
Shooting. No.
It's daytime and we're shooting things.
Oh no.
Bring my gun out.
Beard is tired and still ill. I am sorry to hear that. That is not fun. That's been going on for over a week, right? It's nice to have you back, Rev.
Fabian's getting ready for work.
Getting ready for work.
On a Sunday.
Well, I mean, people work all the time, every day now.
It's true.
So
it's true.
There really is no stand.
We just watched a. Yeah, your rover is a little damaged. We just watched a video on Vice about working 996 in China, which is kind of insane.
Okay, well, that got shot.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Doesn't take that many components to fix, though.
And I mean, your excellent parking job was
Excellent.
excellent.
You know it's excellent. Thank you.
Okay, great. 3 weeks. Been ill for 3 weeks, Picklebeard. I'm very sorry to hear that. No. Oh. Okay. Oh.
I am pro driver.
Look at that with your big smoke cloud billowing.
Whee!
Okay, great.
Almost do donuts, except for the
Almost do donuts.
quadristeer.
Okay, I guess,
Did your screamer play? I didn't hear your screamer. Let's see what's going on.
nope. Was it for you or for me?
It's for me.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Are the things are broken?
Could be that things are broken. Be some broken things.
Sometimes the accounts just don't want to synchronize themselves. See if everything is all okay up here. Appears to be
Let's
fine.
see. Well, it seems to be fine. Go to the... Ah, interesting. Something might be up because it says sound alerts never got the
Ah.
details. Ew. Odd. Thank you for the follow there, Lunar Ownstrich.
Ah, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome, welcome.
That worked. The bits one worked. Let's see.
Should I be concerned about my sound alerts?
I don't know.
That over there.
Sound alerts
Research
dashboard.
base.
Yes, it says that it didn't get to that channel point one.
Oh,
Kind of odd.
you're gonna have to replay it.
I am gonna have to.
Oh, mine are working. Yep, okay.
Your channel point one is working.
Thanks, Picklebeard. Very, very kind of you. Okay, well, the base appears to be fine.
Just for you, Picklebeard. There you go.
And some tools, okay.
Challenges over there working on a satisfactory save. That's fun. And
Test complete.
kind of odd that it didn't work.
Well, what I'm gonna do, I think, is go mining.
Well, we need to go set up a uranium mine. That's what we need to do.
We need more iron, right? We were gonna build a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I was gonna. Oh, do I need to go get iron? Is that the story?
Well, we have 97 Ks of iron right now, so perhaps we don't need it just this moment. But we do want to build a whole entire wall here. And you wanted to get an ice transport ship?
So we need the uranium for.
Okay.
And for the base, because the base is out of power, in case you didn't notice.
Right. I could
not
stick
out
some
of
solar
power.
panels on the top as a...
It has power because of the turbines, but the batteries are all dead. So we need more power.
Here.
Hashtag more power.
So what's the big plan today?
Well, I was going to get a uranium mine going. How much iron do we have left? How much? Did you? What was that? Sorry, what was that? I'm too busy driving your smoking rover.
I said that we have 97 Ks.
97K of refined iron?
Like, go look for yourself.
I do everything myself.
Because you don't listen.
Hearing excuses.
We're
I'm just
off
hearing
to a
excuses.
good start. Off to a good start
Excuses.
today.
Jared, heads up that the Freaky said the server's down. Have a look at general chat in Freaky's Discord. I don't think he's fixed it yet. Hello, hello. Oh, hello.
Welcome, Olo.
More power. Yes, more power. 97,000 iron ingots, 24,000 cobalt. And we have 1.16 magnesium powder, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Silver. Okay, so we have some iron. So best plan for me, I think, is to go make a uranium mine.
Okay.
You can probably start on welding up the wall and stuff.
Yeah, because I had thought it might make sense in the daytime to go do mining because it's so dark at night you can't really do anything else. So I was like,
Yep.
should I just go mine a whole bunch of iron?
Well, do you want to build another mining rover? Candor, thank you for the resubscription.
Welcome, Candor. How are you doing today? Can I just stick this over here?
That was Candor.
We're not going for fancy.
All right, this is my slippy wheels. All right, I think did I set up a? I did. 4.
You gonna let us all in on that thought?
What? Which
Said,
thought?
oh, did I set up a...
Oh, I set up a button on my hotbar for the slippy wheels.
Gotcha.
Yes, I did. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
All right, I need to go find. Oh, there's another strong unknown signal only 11 kilometers away.
Ooh.
And it's gone. I think the spiders ate it.
Good.
Okay, I need to go find some uranium. I'm going to set up a uranium mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, where is the uranium I found? There it is. In the magnesium mine. We are well, Candor, thank you.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Final was a little cranky this morning, but seems to be getting over it.
You know what? You're grumpy. You are grumpy. Okay, where is the uraniums?
Tequila!
Uraniums.
Everybody drink.
Uraniums.
Water,
Magnesium.
tea, coffee. Beverage time.
Coffee. Okay, so there's magnesium.
I
How
made
far
some
down?
Fizzy water for today.
Wow.
I know. I think the soda stream is a great invention. It's totally unnecessary, but I really enjoy it.
You would.
I do. I think it's great. Ooh, oh gosh, oh gosh.
You getting shot at by spiders?
Oh.
Oh, I'm hearing large gunfire.
I don't.
Oh, that's shooting up in the air.
Yeah, I don't. But they were shooting down.
Maybe
Here?
there's flying spiders now?
Oh no.
They're not really spiders, they're insects. So maybe they're flying.
I'm not excited about this.
You are not excited about the
Y'all,
spiders?
I'm not excited.
Spider. You want a spider friend.
Return of Grumbles. It's a little bit grumbly, yeah.
You're grumbly. Okay, so there's uranium here. Just haven't gotten that far
That's
down.
fine.
Mm.
What is
All right. Well,
Wanda doing? So I put in 2 solar panels up top. Oh gosh. Oh.
oh, that was a spider that was firing. It was like right next to me. River took a couple of hits from the base.
Oh no.
Are you not excited?
I'm not excited.
Not excited about the spiders? Spider friends? So many spider friends for you. Just for
I
you.
know it's gonna be slower, but I wonder if I just drive my rover and get a bunch more iron because we go through it so fast.
Well, we have iron right now. Okay. Down into the mine.
Into the mine. How far away is your mine?
It's within range of the base. It's
Okay.
700 meters. So
All right.
I'm digging out the magnesium, because the magnesium mine also leads to uranium. And so I am working on digging this out so that I can a better look at the uranium that's down here. Because there's uranium down here as well. I just haven't found it yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten the mine down to where it needs to be yet.
Like. Ooh. Wacha. Whip crack. Thank you, Mr. Shiba. Oh, I also have to do 5 push-ups.
Oh, look at that.
Those are the most popular of the workout
Is the push-ups?
activities. Is the push-ups.
Lol, lol, lol.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Am I working on that base shield? There's no platinum to work on that base shield with the moment there, Jared, so we're going to have to build a base in orbit to be able to do that. Having a great time over there, folks.
4, 5.
Let's push this up a little bit, so 10 degrees.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shiba.
Mr. Shiba's giving you a hard time already.
Oh no, I just sat.
I did tell you that you need to set up do your stream on your standing desk.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Sit-ups. 1 moment.
Look at that, leveling it out. Nice.
2.
Okay.
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do those again.
You first.
No, I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
And hydrate. Thank you, Fabian. Thank you, Mr. Shiba. Thank you, Fabian.
Oh look, I found more magnesium in my way.
I put them there for a reason. I need to do more workouts.
Why are we going up? Why are we going up? We can be going up.
Okay, now what was I doing? Steel plates.
You want steel plates.
Mm-hmm.
That is not acceptable.
Maybe 1,000 for now? Like, no. We can't keep taking them away.
What?
Because you have some sort of like sorting
Yes.
script on. It took the steel plates out of the cargo container
Oh,
in
good.
Wanda. So maybe I have to like lift off the ground and then fill it.
Change the cargo, not the cargo container, the connector.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the base side. Rename it so it has hard bracket, no sorting in it.
Well, can I get it from here?
May have to get out of the ship.
I am out of the ship. I'm looking at it, but I can't get close enough to it. Because I don't know which connector this is, because it'll just be like, connector 27.
Yes. Yes, it will.
I had it. Oh. Connector 5. And then
Connector
I have to
5?
go no sorting. Like so? I don't have to
Can't
save
see.
it, right? It just like happens.
Yeah, it just happens. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
I don't have to click the save button.
You do not have to click the save
The
button.
floppy disk icon.
You do not have to click the floppy disk icon. You terrible, terrible Generation Z human.
I'm not a Gen Z human.
You're close enough.
No, I'm not.
Close enough. Ah, uranium. Oh, it's straight down that way. Fine.
Okay, let's try. Let's try this again. Will you accept
go.
my steel plates?
No, no.
Just wait a minute and see if anything happens. Just have to make sure to save the world and not quit without saving. Well, that's kind of a finals responsibility.
You know what?
Okay, this seems to be fine. Well, it's taken some of these.
It shouldn't be
Oh no, it's because I put it into a spot that was...
inaccessible. You'll have to
Oh,
have some
oh, yeah.
steel plates on your person to place stuff, by the way.
I do.
You should be good.
Okay. And I should get some water so I don't die whilst in the cockpit of a ship.
There's the uranium.
Maybe I need to be the person responsible for saving things.
No, don't do that.
No? Oh, I don't need that.
I missed some top quality crab puns just now. Oh, good. I'm glad I missed that. Kander is playing Mech Warrior with Scarlet. The dad jokes are flowing.
The dad jokes are happening?
Yes.
Excellent. We have enough food and water. Okay, we're good for now. Great. So I'm going to try to place things to make a wall. I haven't done that before in a ship, so this is going to be new.
It's actually super old functionality. It's been around for a long time. It just doesn't get used very much.
Barely trust him in the bulk crafting warehouse. As in that you don't trust his ability to sort things or to save them.
Hello, Master Scarlet. Thank you for the sub.
Welcome, Master Scarlet. How are you today? Okay, we are going to turn the battery on, turn these on. On.
9 months. It's a tiny human. You are correct, Scarlet.
Is that how long you've been an affiliate for?
Probably.
Oh, I don't think this has lights on it, does it?
Have you not put lights on it? It's not my fault if you didn't put lights on it.
Oh, you put little lights on the front.
I did. Should be lights on it. You have to press L to turn lights on.
Like it will be fine. And then, I don't know.
Am I picking up uranium or am I picking up silicon? Looks like uranium.
I don't want to hit anything. We're gonna just like squeak through.
Check the inventory. Uranium. Look at that, folks. We
Success?
are successful.
Oh, and I can fill in these ones. Perfect. Ah, welcome, Pseudo. How are you today?
Yes, Jared is correct. I do need to work on the 9-month badge.
That's why I made all of them when I made mine.
Mine's a little bit more complicated than yours.
It's true. And now you aren't going to have as much time for that anymore.
If that goes to plan, we don't know what that's turning into just yet.
Okay, how do I place the blocks while in the cockpit?
Press Control G.
Control G.
Should have the ghost for placing the block in front of your ship.
Okay.
And
And is
you
it
have-
just... How do I get a new block?
Press G. Just like you would in first person. You're good to go.
Heavy armor. That's the one that I want. And then can I scroll? Oh, it didn't pick it. I wonder if it has to be on my person's hotbar.
It does not. It needs to be on... There's 2 different hotbars.
Okay.
The
so
person's
I'll
hotbar and your hotbar are 2 different things.
put it there. Let's try this first. What plan? Well, if you have been hanging around for a while, you know that Final has only been working part-time recently and has been looking for a full-time gig and
Yes.
might have secured one.
May have.
May have
We're
secured one.
in the negotiation phase.
Okay, so we wanted to do some pillars. I just don't know how many.
Work out your control issues.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the spacing because you wanted it to have some of them were sticking out farther than others. I just don't know how many of those we want.
Yeah, it depends on, well, depends on your aesthetic. All right, I just made it out of the mine with a full load of stone and uranium. I'm on my way back.
All right.
Now that
we could probably do.
Now that we have a uranium mine, we should have no problem with power. We have to build a reactor, though.
Right? Yeah, we don't have one of those. So, we could probably fit. Oh, am I gonna have to count? Am I gonna have to go through and count? Probably.
Probably.
Take a little bit. Okay, we have
Ta-da!
one.
Alright.
Oh, we're shooting. We're shooting.
Oh, there's definitely a drone.
Oh no! Oh no!
It just impacted the side of the mountain.
It's literally right there. Okay,
Yep.
this is bad. Down. Down we go.
It's going away.
Still alive though.
It is, but the base did a pretty good job at like pushing it away.
Uh-huh. there. Okay. So.
Come on, turn. Come on, there we go. You. Right.
5.
You right there? You mumbling about parking the rover?
I'm mumbling about parking. I got it parked.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
And because it's still over there.
Drone it's moved away. It's returning to base, I think.
Ooh. Oh, that was weird.
600 meters away and leaving. It's not getting any closer. Now
We're gonna go chase it.
It's gonna shoot something else first.
Can I get up here? Ooh.
Oh, speaking of spiders.
Ah! No.
They still do the
Oh
thing where
god. Oh god.
they still do this thing where they try and show up inside the base. It's pretty great.
Where did it go? It's over here.
Charging.
Because I know it's like
Okay.
when you just leave the drones, they make it very hard to go anywhere.
Just bring a gun so you can fend off the spiders.
I have a gun.
Spiders. Spiders. Cander's having fantastic conversations over there.
Oh god. Yeah, it's just hanging out over here.
It's probably stuck. I know it got hit. Everything on the base fired on it, so.
Trying to go.
Speaking of that. Defender. Is it still called Defender ammo? Oh, no.
Oh no! Ah!
Sounds like it's going well over there.
Did I get it? No, I didn't get it.
Seems to be going well.
No! Why is it not dying?
Did you find a big one?
No.
It's just a regular spider.
Oh, why is it sideways? Yeah. Why is it not dying? Oh, no. What if it's bad? Bad.
You're right over there. Do I have to come save you? Hello, Calgar.
Welcome, Calgar. How are you today? Okay. Here's the mini drone. It's right there. Oh, it's little.
I have to go make sure that I can save Skoka. It's gonna
Ooh.
on some scrap. Skoka is heading out there to mercilessly murder a wounded drone.
Yep.
Black, nope, I don't want it. Oh, there you got it.
Did I?
Signal's gone. Oh, it's just spinning about there. Oh, look, a spider.
No! Oh my gosh! No!
That was great.
Oh no! Oh no, that was not fun. That was not fun. I'm not fine.
I see that. I see you're not fine.
I'm not fine. Okay, this drone does not have a lot going on. It's so little.
It's mostly dead now, too.
Whew.
See what's left on this spider. Oh, some sapwood meat. Nice.
Oh, thank you, Pico Beard. Oh, is it just target practice?
That's just target practice.
Gosh. Screamer.
Get her, team.
Thank you, Sutherland. It's just like batteries?
It's battery and looks like a gyro, and that's about it.
Success. Oh gosh, it's duplicate.
Done. Well done, team.
Oh no, now I'm so jumpy.
Well, we know. Now we're just waiting for a spider to spawn on you.
Oh no.
Probably a big one. It's gonna come crawling right out of that dark spot next to you.
No. Oh gosh.
Poor
Gander!
You missed the gyroscope. Back there.
Is it back there? Oh,
Come
I
on.
see. Okay. Okay.
You're littering on the server, causing it to slow down. Come on. Poor Skoka, says Olo. Right.
Gander! And a xenomorph.
And a xenomorph. Very nice.
Ugh.
All right, come on. Back to base.
Going back to base. Oh. Oh. Gander's spending all the points.
So many points.
So many points.
It was amusing for a minute. Particularly when the green spider showed up. He couldn't handle it.
Mean.
What does that mean? You know the spiders are here.
I do. Not by choice. Not by choice. Oh. Gander's requested 5 push-ups. Okay, let me get back to the base.
We're gonna get back to the base and find a giant spider inside the door.
No.
No?
No.
No, no spider. Spider.
Oh. Oh gosh. Air horn. Hey, what does this button do? Gander's like, maybe if I just click all of the options.
That one worked. Thank you, Sutherland. Also, hello, Sutherland. How are you?
Okay, I will go stand in the base and do my 5 push-ups. Do you want to do 5 push-ups as well, Final?
No.
No?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You're good?
Yep.
Oh. Ah, my gosh. Gander.
Thank you for the discount, Xeno Candor. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gander. Okay, push-ups.
Alright, so let's look at the inventory and look at uranium. We have uranium in the refinery. We have 9 ingots of it. Cool. Alright. Give me a moment.
Okay. Don't touch the big red button. No kidding. That was an interesting effect.
And now what everyone wonders about is deformation damage. That is deformation damage for you, folks.
I shot 1 bullet and this is what happened. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Now you get to fix it.
Yeah, I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
Classic.
Where am I going to put this reactor?
Way in the back?
Yeah, probably way in the back. Might be the first thing I build an actual room around.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I should probably put... Where's my heavy armor? There's the heavy armor.
Okay. I need to count how many spaces there are to try to make an even number of columns, because the one on the end there will be a column. So I have to find a midpoint.
Midpoint?
Roughly.
What?
What? Look at this cinematic location that it had left us with. Fancy.
Which?
The welder, when I jumped into the cockpit, it like had the camera set so I was like backed up by the lake in with like the grass framing it.
Wow.
Very cinematic.
Wow.
On up we go. I'm gonna have to paint Wanda.
Yep. Good idea.
She doesn't have any armor right now. It's very
Do armor like we do on our
very utilitarian at the moment.
our mining drones. Okay. Let's dig some of this out.
So if I hold a block,
You hold a block, yes.
I will hold a block, and then we will count. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Okay. Let's
8,
do some heavy armor over here.
10,
7,
11,
4,
12. Oh,
8,
wind turbine.
2011.
So if I put one at 6.
You guys going to make sure you have your saves done right?
Hello, Mr. Tin Man. Welcome.
That's pretty funny.
Welcome, welcome. Okay, 1,
Come on.
2,
What's going on here?
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then
Come on. Mine the stuff. There we go.
I will. There's a lot. Yeah,
A lot.
I know.
Okay. Why do I not have the materials for... Oh, maybe we do.
And then, there we go. Oh, Master Scarlet has redeemed a conversation starter. Good that I left
What?
those. I left those on the table. Cool.
Cool,
Get them. I'll go get them. There we go. It's good. There isn't a lot of space to traverse to find anything here.
That's true.
I think it's about 10, 11 strides to cross the whole apartment.
Probably.
Cool, 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 cool.
Okay, one more piece of heavy armor. I'm thinking about this some more. I'm probably will need more heavy armor over there, but that's the problem.
Let's see. Oh, this
Okay.
is an interesting question.
Oh. Really?
Well, I'm curious to see what people have to say. The question is, what are your favorite apps?
Favorite apps?
Yeah, like what do you like to use on what phone, tablet, devices that use apps? What are your favorites?
I don't know if I rank my apps by favorite, but
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know. You spend a lot of time on Instagram.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm doom scrolling.
Favorite apps.
Here it says Twitch.
Twitch, yeah. I love the iBooks app. I spend a lot of time on that one.
I will say though, Twitch's app needs work. No matter what platform you're on, they all need work. Okay, we're gonna flip this up. And auto
Pokemon. There you go. Best app is the giant Bavarian soft pretzel. Oh, wait. A pretzel app.
Haley loves Pinterest. That's actually
Pinterest
pretty
is
great.
Love Pinterest. Let's see. What do I have on my phone that I spend time using? The music apps I use.
I use Spotify, though I haven't used
Discord.
Spotify in ever.
I really mostly use Discord on my phone.
Discord's
I would say.
usability is actually pretty great. I have to say that Discord does a pretty good job of making their app super usable.
What else do I thought of? I like the calculator app. That one's well used. My banking app, that one is well used. Oh, Heads Up. the game Heads Up.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember this. So
yes.
it's a game.
I actually remember this.
And it's like like charades, kind of like charades. So you have the different like categories in the game, and one person is picked to be it, and they put the phone on their head with the screen facing out, and it'll have a word on it. And everybody else who's there has to get the person who is holding the phone to guess the word that's on their forehead. It's a lot of fun. And like all ages too, so it's a good way to pass some time with little ones as well. You're like, what are we gonna do for half an hour? Here we go.
Tiny
Heads up.
humans. So many tiny humans.
Master Scarlet likes Audible. Fun. Weather apps. You have 12 weather apps, Pseudo. That's super interesting. What do you get with the different kinds of weather apps? Are they giving you different information?
Is this where we find out that Pseudo's a meteorologist?
Maybe. App, not appetizer. Well, I mean, if you want to tell us your favorite appetizer, Scarlet, we would love to hear
Well,
it.
we already know what it is. Pretzels.
It's pretzels.
Bavarian pretzels in particular, with chunky salt. Very specific.
Pigs in a blanket. Use your fingers like everyone else instead of using my calculator app. Okay, did I place it at the 6.1? Or 5, and then I placed it at the 6, so there's 5 of those in the middle.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 1,
You got some trouble over there.
4. I'm doing great.
Are you doing great, though?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's a loose concept.
Oh, no.
Spotify and Pinterest combined equals gold. This is Helios. I like it. What are you looking on Pinterest for? Like in, what's the word? Learnings for your books.
Paleo's the published author of the group.
Right?
So famous.
So famous. Ooh. That's gonna be a problem.
I might need more lights in the base.
You don't say. Oh, we're shooting.
Yeah, spiders.
No,
There's a
Humboldt.
Humboldt. It's not close enough yet. The 203s would fire at the Humboldt. I think the Humboldt's already starting to move away. 3.88. Yeah, I think it's moving away already. Yeah, with 3.89.
Okay, I have to squeak around this. Fabian spends a lot of time on Audible and Kindle.
There you go.
Excellent. Glad to see we have some readers in the group.
Yeah. Freaking out camera.
Bacon wrapped scallops are good too for Scarlet's
Gyres?
appetizers.
Scarlett's got a very particular thought on the mind. He's looking for appetizers for dinner.
Scarlet is feeling snacky.
It's definitely snack o'clock time over there.
It must be. Get yourself a pretzel. Was that 5 or was that 4? I think that was 4.
You know, we could probably slap a couple of guns on that thing, just to be safe from the spiders.
Probably could.
Sounds amazing right now. Polo wants pulled pork nachos.
Let me see. Some are fire and smoke tracking, some track earthquakes, but I also like to compare and contrast precision of the different sources. That's very interesting, Pseudo.
Okay. What's up?
Oh, we're gonna need to extend this part of the base out. Because it's wrecking the number here.
Well, then fix it.
Oh, fix it. Have to
This
go.
camera wiggling is giving me a brain shake. Bleh. Camera's wiggling quite a bit.
Okay, ideas for your book and DIY things for your home and funny pranks. Yeah. Pinterest is a lot of fun. There's a lot of good ideas there.
Okay, I'm just doing this in first person now.
You having a struggle?
Yeah, turning the rover around is a little difficult right now.
Okay.
The back of the base is a little bit bigger.
Ah, you extended it?
A little bit. Just gonna park it there for now and have a look at it when you have a chance.
Okay. Sneak around the turbines this time. Haha.
Oh, there's a drone!
Oh no. Oh
Oh wait, that's you.
no. Oh, you're shooting at me? Ah. Rude. You just your face over there, you're having a great time. You want to talk about pranks?
Yeah, start with spiders. It works really well. You're running into the thing.
I know. I'm trying to maneuver around.
Hold control and scroll.
What does that do?
You've got the block in front of you. If you hold
Yeah.
control and scroll, it will change how far in and out it'll let you place the block.
I might have to go back on the other side for this one. Yeah. I think I don't have enough space here. Okay. Okay, I can go around.
I fixed it for you.
You place it?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. Squish him.
No, no one wants to squish me.
Picklebeard and Calcar agree. Look at that's 2 votes. 2 votes for squishing final.
Nope. Nope, 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 nope.
We'll get him at some point, don't worry.
Okay, back to reactor building. No one squish me.
We'll get him when he's forgotten about it.
Nope, 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 nope. Did I put more cargo containers down first?
Oh. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Probably put more cargo containers down first. How full are these? 26%. 14%. They're not actually that full.
Maybe I should stick some lights at the top there.
We'll put some more cargo containers down first.
Needs
Then
lights when you could have cargo containers. When your votes rule out his one vote. It's true. That was 2 votes against 1. Well, technically 3. I agree. Oh, the catwalk is in the way. Problem. Okay,
All of
we'll
you
work
being
on the other
super
side.
sus. I'm gonna go work on
You're
the underbase.
super sus one.
You're the sus one.
Installing spiders.
You like them. They're your new
No.
spider friends.
No, they are not my friends.
Spider friends.
They are not my friends.
Spiders are our friends.
Not making friends with the spiders.
Dick. What was that?
Not good, I assume.
Something exploded. Maybe it was somebody's unknown signal.
Regular block.
Didn't see any explosions down here. The base is so cavernous now that you can't see the other end of the base with the lights on, so that's fun.
And we have the underbase.
Well, thank you for the follow there, Malakago.
Welcome, welcome.
I do not see any explosions. See someone put some solar panels down where there's supposed to be a gun.
I mean, you can remove them if you want. It was for emergency power.
It's true, I suppose.
It's like, what's going to be really close to...
Oh, don't see any explosions, so... Stremming. Spiders equal base durability testers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Placing blocks in your cockpit. Look at that.
I thought we were going to be able to dump them off the top, but we can't.
No, I'm too good for that.
Rough.
So pro. So pro.
Roll him.
No, the way you put these thrusters here makes that very difficult.
Yeah, I know. That didn't work well. Yeah, well. Well, thank you for following over here, Malakago. Let us know if we pronounced that correctly, or if you would like us to. Something else? Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
And
Carter.
there.
I was working on the underbase a little bit.
That's good, Malakago. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Challenge
You're doing
playing.
well.
Challenge playing the sheep scream. Thank you for the sheep scream
Ooh.
challenge.
Ooh. Nice one.
Trying to get me. Challenge is a real troublemaker.
We already out of metal grids? Perfect.
No, I was working on my 5-star hotel. Tin Man, you making fun of my my rather diverse method of construction?
5-star hotel?
Yeah, I'm talking about how I keep bouncing between all the different things that I'm planning on doing. Can't seem to get one thing done.
And it's funny because in real life, that's what Final makes fun of me for. It's not
I
being
know,
able
it's
to
true.
stick to a task. And
I know.
Space engineers lane.
This is
He's
my-
like, oh, look, shiny.
This is my opportunity to do things the way I want.
Because we don't do things the way that you want normally? That's a lie.
No, it's true. It's true.
Lie.
Nope.
That's a lie.
Nope.
I haven't been able to pick a TV show in like 6 years.
I know, it's true. So great. Aha! Found the... I think I found the base, or the thing I was doing. What mod are you folks using? Over on my channel there, Malakago, if you had !mod list.
I don't know if I have a mod
is-
list. Let me see.
there will be a list of mods, or it'll take you to the.
Oh, there is
thingamajiggy.
one. I have a command for mod list.
Look at that. That will take you to our. What's it called? Well, it's a mod list.
I don't know.
There you go. Tim's like, no, I hear you. That's the way I love playing the game myself. Yeah, exactly. You get to do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
It's true.
Oh, I
Okay.
should fill in that one block. Okay. All right, we're gonna go and get more. Or what are they called? Components. We're gonna
Components.
go get more building materials.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I think maybe stick some lights on these wind turbines too.
Ah, it's fine. Totally fine.
Very safe.
Am I gonna build a wall in between these?
Am I coming into the right area? Yeah.
We always play Space Engineers. We play Space Engineers every Sunday. Oh, speaking of Spider. We play Space Engineers every Sunday in this Paradiso series. The last version of Paradiso series, you can find out what happened to that if you do ! What happened? Where you may discover that I deleted the saves for that accidentally, and ta-da, here we go. That's what happened there.
We've been streaming Space Engineers on Sundays for probably a year now.
Yeah, at
Roughly?
least. Yeah, at least that.
Roughly a year. Final will sometimes play other days of the week. Space Engineers.
Some days, depends on what's going on. We do have myself and the rest of the Straturday crew, which is Candor, Scarlet, Directed Energy, myself. We'll play Company Assets, which is our kind of like super light RP, kind of like build-off competition series, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of a fun little thing that we do. That is, we are in the midst of the next challenge for that, so we haven't been playing that for a little while. But we've also been doing a lot of Space Engineers in other places, so it's one of those things where like, yeah, we'll take a bit of a break. They've also said they will go back to Satisfactory for like 6 months. Yeah. Let me see if I could say Satisfactory 12 times fast.
Satisfactory. No,
Yeah.
We are like trying to figure out, we're like, do we have the time to add more streams to our schedule? Because it wouldn't work. We had thought about like rotating games
Yeah.
on Sunday, because Sunday is the easiest day for us to be able to stream together. So we're like, we could rotate through games, but then we're like not really making progress on any of them.
Yeah. And it's not, we also want to be consistent for viewers too, right? So,
You can expect Space Engineers on Sunday from us.
yeah. On the other hand,
Cinematic shot.
we're thinking about things like maybe doing a Void Train stream. Thinking
Final
about
really
that.
wants to play that. So we might end up using our Wednesday and Thursday streams to do one of those.
Yeah. Challenge says Void Train is fun. Yes, I know that Challenge and Rorthic have been playing Void Train, so. And I know that there's flying sharks in Void Train that Skoke will freak out at, so.
So I can look forward to that.
I know. Super
Wow.
excited about it.
Wow.
I know.
Boy, Picklebeard asks, what's Void Train?
From what I understand, it's a void. There's a void, and then there's a train that goes through the void.
I'm not super clear on
Yeah. From what I've seen, it plays like Raft.
it. Okay.
And
Raft was good.
Raft, but with like some. I guess what was the combination of the description I was using for it? It was like Raft and something put together. Anyways.
Raft and I don't know. They only nibble a little bit. I mean, I can
Steampunk
handle
Raft.
it.
Steampunk Raft. Steampunk Raft on rails.
Okay.
That's the way I've been describing it.
than you will be on Sundays. Well, we're happy to have you, Malacago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our Sunday activity. And then final streams on Wednesdays.
Yes.
On his own, and I stream on Thursdays. This is all PST time zones, Wednesday,
Yes.
Thursday evenings, but we were thinking of perhaps starting another series on one of those days.
Yeah, or another day, depending on how timing works out for folks.
Depending on
Us and work lives and all the other things that we want to do. So,
how much time we can put towards it.
yes.
Because streaming takes time. Playing
It
games
does.
takes time away from doing the other things in your life.
It's true.
Which is by no means supposed to be a complaint. It is
Just complaining.
No, it's
Yeah,
all about
she's-
trying to figure out your schedule.
Yes.
Because we're not very good at that, is the problem.
Too.
And with my job, I work a decent amount of hours, and usually more hours than what you're supposed to do during a work week. So that doesn't always play nicely with
No.
extra activities. We wanted to stream on Friday afternoons, but I would have to leave work at 4, like stop working at 4 on Fridays, because in theory, that is fine, because everybody is supposed to stop working early on Fridays, but I can't seem to be done till like 5.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe one day we'll get there.
One day. Probably not soon.
Yeah. The hope was to be able to do a Friday afternoon. Because we know that for a lot of people in North America, that's a pretty accessible time.
Yeah, and we know that.
Oh,
Ooh,
what the heck are we shooting at?
spiders.
Okay, great.
We're trying to get inside the base.
More Atlas? Yeah, I think I'll probably stream Atlas again on Thursday, if it's up and available. 'Cause there's some buildings I have to put furniture in.
Yes. There are buildings you have to put furniture
There
in.
are buildings I have to put furniture in, and perhaps some pirating, but pirating takes quite some time.
It does always take time. Though there might be someone else who might be interested in streaming Atlas on that day.
Yeah, Jared, is your large building finished? Like, have you... What in your large building is available for decorating? That's what I'll ask.
I think it still has to rip out a floor.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious, is there one floor that is fine? Because then I can start putting stuff in it to speed up the process. I still have to finish putting stuff in the cathedral.
Yes. Well, there are NPC humans in there now.
I know it looks like there are people hanging out.
I don't think they're a permanent addition because they're probably going to get taken to put on ships soon, but
So you slanted far. Slanted it quite far.
What?
I'm trying to follow the design pattern here. Every floor but the first 3. Okay, so don't work on the first 3. Got it. I'll start at the top then.
well, you have to have
Pickle pub.
the pickle pub. There you go.
Yeah, so there
Why?
is also a game called Atlas that a few folks in this community are playing together.
Yes.
Which is that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In case we have been confusing. You're not trying to exclude anybody.
Yes. Keeping it, and what I was trying to say was that I think we might have somebody else in the community who also tends to stream on Thursdays who might be, don't know whether or not they are going to do it or not, but they might be interested in doing that. Particularly if they're learning the whole thing.
B.
Okay. Ola says we need more crew. So we can always get more crew. That's not hard.
The bearded pickle for the pub.
Actually not a bad name for a pub.
That is a pretty good name for a pub. I don't think this one that Jared has built, I think this one is like housing, not a pub. But maybe one of the other buildings Jared's got on the go could be the pub.
Malakago. We got... Well, I had space engineers. I've had space engineers for a long time.
Why did I buy space engineers? Because Final bought it for me.
Yes. And then she needed much convincing. So much convincing.
Final is a
otherwise-
big fan.
Mm.
I am here.
Yes.
I'm doing my best.
It's the ability to build anything spaceship related. Malakago, really.
Big spaceship fan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. Is that what I want? Is that what I want? Yes?
I don't know, is it?
Is? Trying to match the pattern, because I'll get in trouble if I do not match the pattern correctly. Oh, that's why. I won't find it there because it's a different block.
Whoops.
Got it.
Okay. More cargo that has been secured. So now we have more space.
How many blocks down did you go?
Then I can build the reactors. Probably roughly here.
5, 6. Okay, so quite a ways down. Gotcha.
Get the juice.
To this day, she wished she didn't, but she's hooked. I wouldn't say hooked is the word. I would say I can hold my own now, which I'm pretty proud of. I'm certainly not a good player, but I kind of know what's going on now.
Alright. Now I need some food. Look, some sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. Made you some sandwiches.
Nope. Not quite the right thing. Burgers? There we go. It's all.
Ooh.
Go. I'm hearing spiders.
Well, I'm ignoring it.
Are you?
Yep.
You're like, nope. Just like,
Nope.
I don't want to acknowledge that they're here.
Huh?
You're just like, I don't want to acknowledge that they're here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very tilted. That's why.
Speaking of. Interior.
Pretty sure we Brits invented dumb pub names. Like a national claim to fame. We have the worst pub names.
Pretty
I
sure
don't
that's
know,
true.
What is the worst pub name that you have seen? We don't have... I don't know if we have terribly weird pub names in Vancouver.
I think they're just terrible pubs.
I mean, we have a lot of terrible pubs, yes. They don't have, like, particularly terrible names. They have very boring names.
Well, yeah, especially like things like Mahoney and Sons.
The Lions.
Oh yeah, the Lions Pub. Ugh.
The Blarney Stone.
Also terrible.
I have to do something about this stair... No, not this catwalk section, because I can't place the other blocks with it being there.
Put a door there.
Hmm?
Put a door there. Take out the catwalk and put a door.
Okay.
And you can have a catwalk with a door that goes out to the wind turbine. Or we can just not put anything there at all and get rid of the wind turbines. Or put them somewhere else.
Because, like, I can get through here. I just can't place blocks around the catwalk because it's directly in the way. So I would have to get rid of this whole top level catwalk.
Okay, hang on.
I think you're not quite understanding
Wait a moment.
where I am going with this.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm going to just finish welding
All
up
the
this
way
line
up
of
to
blocks.
the top. You ended up at a pub years ago called the Hairy Nun. What a title.
It is a great title for a pub, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Monsieur Energy.
Ah, welcome, DE. How are you today? How's the family? We'll just wait for final.
Okay, I'm coming up the stairs. Give me a minute. Alright, running up the stairs. Up the spiral staircase, and up the spiral staircase. Spiral, 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 spiral. Okay, which catwalk? Oh, the one you put in.
Yeah, this one. I don't think I
Oh.
need it anymore. I don't know if it's useful, but I just wanted to see your thoughts before it. Yeah. Alright, perfect. That's easy.
It's exactly in the way of where you needed to put it, so...
Yes. But I needed it in order to place the conveyor hiding.
Yes, before
Blocks.
you... Yes.
There was a method.
I mean,
Was it sound? Many. Still have.
doing alright, about to make some lunch. The new router got here, exciting. Much routing,
Much routing.
many tables. It's an IT joke there for those of you who get it.
Not me.
Looks like a shadow ship, yeah, it does. But I hear good things about those ones, so... Particularly when you fuse them to human technology. Let them corrupt your government. There's a nerdy Babylon 5 reference there for you.
Didn't actually remember that one.
No?
No. I
No?
have seen Babylon 5 though.
Yes. It was part of her education.
I have seen it.
Okay. Come on. Gotta keep the telepaths away. Yeah, exactly. The good ones in particular. Okay. Yes, this has to be solid plate under here.
Where?
The reactors.
Okay.
Because,
Then it will be more safe.
yeah. Well, I can't put that there. Perfect.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, besides the ones you plug in to drive it, yeah, also true.
What are we doing in terms of this wind turbine?
Was that the re-education campaign that was required for her moving to the West Coast? Yeah, something like that.
I've always been on the West Coast. It was required for maintaining the relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Expand her horizons. Steel plate. There we go. Okay, blast doors.
Ah. Picklebeard says Babylon 5 is a classic and has watched it many times. There you go.
Yeah. See, we have to get you onto the many times part of the
The
equation.
many times. Well, before Final and I met, I had seen almost zero sci-fi content. Like, almost zero.
Yeah, I had to correct that.
And, like, no Star Wars, no Star Trek.
See what I had to start with, or what I had to deal with, folks?
And now I have seen every episode of Star Trek. I think everything that Star Wars has ever produced.
Pretty much. Well, I mean,
I
not
have
everything.
seen, what was, I don't know why the name is escaping me now, Battlestar Galactica. That was probably my favorite of the
She
re-education.
really likes Battlestar, and what was the other one that you really like
Oh,
watching?
Battlestar. The Expanse.
Oh, in The Expanse, yeah. No, something else. Maybe it's Battlestar, The Expanse, and there was one more thing.
I mean, I do like Star Trek. But not quite to the level that you have an appreciation for all of sci-fi. But
Much sci-fi.
I much prefer Star Trek to Star Wars.
Get her on the OG Battlestar. Watch how terrible that is. It's not aged well.
Yeah, I don't know. What about Stargate? Yes, I watched Stargate. I liked that one.
Stargate's pretty good. It's fun. It's fun, particularly for those of us who live here, because it was filmed here.
Yeah, that is fun to watch. Great question, DE. I don't think I've picked any of the TV content,
No.
really.
No,
since
she's
we've been
she's
together.
still in
Almost
her,
none.
she's still working on her education here, team.
Final has a real difficult time watching
I have a
any TV
strict
that
education schedule for her.
He has a real problem, like
I
letting other
can't.
people pick televised programming. So
How
we
well do
either
you
just
know?
like won't watch anything, or it will be fantasy and sci-fi. He has very little flexibility when it comes to letting other people pick.
Terrible. The worst.
He started to admit it now, where he's like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess I don't have any flexibility
Nope.
in terms of letting other people pick the shows.
It's true. I'm a horrible person.
Well, you said it.
I know.
He
there was
is a bit
something,
of a TV dictator. Yeah.
something else we watched that you wanted to see. Challenge him to a game of Homeworld for the control of the TV.
No, I'll
It's like
challenge
an
him to a
excellent
game
idea.
of Magic the Gathering. Because we
She'll
don't
win.
get to play that
She
very
wins
much.
all the time. It's very
We don't get to
frustrating.
play that very much because I win. So we
All
don't.
the time.
We're not allowed to play Magic.
No, we're not allowed to play Magic anymore.
There's some games that I'm quite good at, and he
It's
gets
like, nope.
really mad. He
I
gets
don't
really
get
mad that
really
I'm good at them.
mad. Do not get that mad. Just get frustrated.
Well, it's funny too because Final is often under the impression that I will be not very good at games because I'm not good at video games, but I played a lot of board games and strategy games as a kid, just not like on a computer. So what was it? There was a board game that you had that was very complicated,
Eclipse.
and you were so proud of you. You're like, oh, she's never gonna.
No,
she's
and then she
never
beats me the
gonna-
first game. I'm
the
like, what
very
the? What is
first
this?
game.
What is this?
Like, oh, this isn't that hard.
Yeah. And yet she struggles with Stellaris and with Civ. No, I don't want to do it. It's too hard. I'm like, yeah,
Alright.
right. Yeah, right. Playing the
Alright.
victim here.
Am I out of blocks?
See? She's trying to get away from it now.
Oh, I am out of blocks. That's why. Okay. No, for me, it's like the interface of it seems to be where I struggle. So if I can get the
Ola's like, you better
Interface.
put a ring on it, Final. That's pretty funny.
I mean, technically we're married. I don't know what the word is for it. We're in a domestic partnership.
We're common law.
We
Energy
file our
reserves
taxes together.
low.
The government knows that we are together. We are just not, quote, married.
Yes. Okay.
Am I going to the right spot?
Speaking
There.
of things,
Speaking of
of
things.
creatures,
Oh no. Is there a spider?
yeah, it's on your ship,
Oh,
crawling all over your cockpit right now.
Jared likes the deck creation of Magic the Gathering. Played it for about a week. So you only played Magic the Gathering for a week, Jared? Next sub goal is Magic the Gathering on stream. Could do that. Final would not be pleased about that, but that could be quite fun.
We could do that.
Yeah, we should play DE. I think what's even worse is that Final convinced me that we should play Magic a few years ago.
Yes, it's all my
And
fault.
I
Everything is
squished
my
him
fault.
pretty quickly.
Everything is my fault. It's terrible.
Not your fault. You're just
Terrible.
mad now because you suggested it.
Did suggest it.
You did suggest it. And I was like, ah, fine.
Yeah. She used to play at work.
Yeah. I was actually quite lucky. One of my coworkers, he had been playing Magic since he was a kid. So I played with him a few days a week at work, where I got some very good practice.
Yes, much practice for you.
You can set up a webcam for your deck. Perfect, because I have a webcam too. Candor has never played Magic the Gathering. They do have it. Is it on Epic Games?
Yep, you can play MTG Arena.
You can play it for free on Epic Games.
I think it's free on Steam too. It's just a distribution platform.
Domestic partnerships are basically the same thing. Yes, we're common law. And hello,
There-
Chino. Welcome.
Zwar has it. Zori, I think.
You should have Candor and Final face off in Magic. And then Candor's going to teach me how to play Homeworld, and then it's going to be all over for Final.
Yeah.
I haven't made a deck in Magic in a long time. I'm like very, very behind. And
Yeah, we haven't played MTG on Arena in a long time.
in a very long time.
We have cards in real life sitting up just around the corner in a box.
We do have, but they're old.
Well, not old. I mean, old is like 10 years. These ones
It's
are
true,
like
but-
a couple years old.
They release decks so frequently. Oh no. Shooting.
Well, it's a seasonal release. Not that
Mhm.
often.
Well, there are 4 seasons in a year. Okay. Well, yeah. Our decks are from a few years ago.
Yeah, nothing too crazy though.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Quick appearance said, "Never give up, never surrender" on my stream.
Was Kaladesh. I feel like we have that one. I'd have to look.
Actually, no. We have the one right after Kaladesh, I think. Okay, we can start putting the reactors down here in a minute.
Apparently, I remind Rev of his own wife. The season argument was very much like her. You're like, oh, not that often. Seasonally is 4 times a year. And you have to spend a whole bunch of dollars to buy more magic cards. They ain't
Yep.
cheap.
Yep.
Oh, is that?
I need steel plates to build this? What do you mean? I have steel plates to build this. Am I out? Apparently so.
We're all full.
Two reactors. Okay. Put some more steel plate floor down.
Nab knows how to play, but isn't really into it. Otherwise, you'd suggest a draft at the Great Meeting.
The great
One
meeting.
day. One day.
One day.
Well, DE, we can play when we go get pizza, and Final and Nab can just go eat sushi.
Yeah.
That seems fine. Can take you to the.
How easy would it be to stream
What is
Mega
it?
Man?
GameStop? GameStop, is that what it's called?
What?
Like, it's like the game store near us is actually like.
Oh yeah, the
Game
original
Shop?
like
GameStop?
it's GameStop, but it's not like a game. It's like the GameStop, as in like the
Yeah.
traffic light.
It is. It looks. Their logo is a traffic light. That's it, and it's the GameStop.
Yeah,
It's very cheesy.
it's in a little mall down here. I don't know if it's still there.
I actually don't know.
Might be.
It's very cute.
It's actually a great little shop, and they host Magic Nights, or hosted Magic Nights.
It'll be like the spouse swap show, only with food and games. You have a bunch of those? Okay. Mugu games? Is that how I pronounce that? Because we have mostly like little independent game shops. There's one on 4th that I don't
Yeah.
remember what it's called.
Drexel.
Drexel Games. That's
Drexel
it. That's
Games.
like probably the biggest game shop in Vancouver.
It
One
is
of the biggest?
It was a big location. Again, don't know. I haven't been there in years now, but they Drexel's huge. Or it's like it used to be a little hole in the wall, and then it moved into a new building down the block, and it's like 3 times the size now. It's like 3 coffee shops length or 2.5 coffee shop length kind of thing. When we were in Seattle, we went to Raygun
That was fun.
down by Capitol Hill. I
We
think that was
played Magic there.
played Magic there. What else? Yeah, that's the ones I can think of. Again, I have no idea if they're still there. It's a long time since we were there.
Yeah. We didn't really. Well, I mean, we have a lot of games. It wasn't like a lot of folks who, at the beginning of the pandemic, just like bought a ton of board games.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
we
it
have
was
a lot of those.
board games and computers, which were super popular at the
We're
beginning
like,
of the
well,
pandemic.
we have all of these, so we haven't really gone to a game shop.
Oh, when I put a
time.
welder down on the other conveyor? Yeah, I thought about that.
I didn't fill this, did I? I have enough. Replacing. Place some more
Okay.
of them.
What I'll actually do, Fabian, is this. I'll take one out and put a welder in. Just do it one at a time.
Yeah, the mom and pop stores. I mean, like, the mom and pop stores in general are better for most things.
But what I should do is actually put a welder here.
Maneuver my way over here. Only game you played at a store was Warhammer 40K. Very cool. I know some of them will do like game nights. Obviously, that's going to be something that may not happen anymore.
Well, not for the near future anyways.
Not placing. I have. Is there something missing? I have the plates in my inventory and in the ship's inventory. I'm in the correct screen. I'm hovering over the spot to place a block and nothing is happening.
Try pressing Control G.
Again?
Yeah.
And just, when in doubt, do the turn it off and on again?
Yeah. And remember that cockpit mode not being particularly reliable sometimes.
Yeah, it's not working. I'm trying to place it anywhere.
You may have to like land the ship and then get in and get out.
Ah, okay. Have I played any of the Flux games? No. I have not. What are they about?
12.
Down we go.
These reactors up. Should charge, that's what I should do.
Okay. Charge. Guess I can stick some more plates in here, huh? That would be a good idea.
Yes, excellent plan.
Excellent plan.
Or I just saw a spider.
Ow.
Spider. Spider.
Are you just extending the base now? Is that what you're doing?
I am building reactors.
Right.
'Cause I think our batteries are still
See what's
super
going
low.
on. Probably so.
9.7%
Are you
charged.
connecting it through the underbase?
I will be. Putting a heavy armor and blast door block armor around the outside of the reactors so that, one, if we have more guns back here and there are spiders, they can't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if something fires through the voxels, it'll have to run into this eventually.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Hopefully we won't have any big explosions on top of the base.
Ha! Ha ha! Famous last words.
One of the other things we can get on a mining trip here in the next little bit is probably gold. If we get gold, we can start building lasers. So we'll have silver and gold for our superconductors.
Okay. That works.
Oh, look, there's a Lucian.
Ah, welcome, Lucian!
A Lucian has been lurking.
Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today? Alright. Are these... 'cause these are the new cargo containers, yeah? The, like, new design.
Thank you, Gino.
Do these take up the same space as the other cargo containers?
Yep,
They
exactly the
just
same.
look different?
They look different. They have the key difference is they're missing ports.
Oh, so you have to be more strategic.
Soon it'll
Yes,
just be
they
Your
look different.
Placement?
So the
switched myself off.
so if you look at these ones, there's no ports on the bottom. There's only 4 ports around the sides.
Okay.
No ports on the top or bottom.
Ah, I see.
So it makes piping underneath of them kind of useless. But if I
Right.
want to pipe through the floor, I had to do this.
You have to make a little connection point.
Yes.
Okay.
Worked out pretty okay.
It should work out pretty okay.
Stick a thingy-majiggy over here. Oh, I should have put the...
You're good, just eating dinner? Excellent. Glad you could hang out with us during your dinner.
Yes.
Having anything exciting today? I took out some chicken for us to have for dinner.
Wow.
So I don't know what we're gonna turn it into, but that's what I took from the freezer.
Wow.
I know. Everybody is thrilled.
Thrilled. Thrilled.
Super thrilled.
Super thrilled. Speaking of thrilled. Interior plates, that'll go there. Go there. Yoink.
Feel they're visually pleasing, the new cargo containers.
Yeah, the new cargo containers look pretty good. Run all the way back down over here. Weld this up.
Okay, let's see if it wants to work now.
Energy
It doesn't want to
reserves
work now.
depleted.
Great.
How am I supposed to place things?
It doesn't want to work.
It doesn't want to work. I mean, I can weld up what I have so far. Maybe. Let's see.
It should let you weld. You wouldn't be able to place though.
Here, let's start at the one in the middle because we know we want that one.
Oh, look, a cargo hauler.
Great. Well, actually, I could walk down some of these to weld them. It's just going to take way longer.
Well, you
Oh
can
no,
weld with
it's
the
still
ship.
welding. Yeah, it's still welding.
The ship,
It
the
just
ship will
won't place.
weld. It's just placing is a weird glitch. You might have to F5 for it to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Annoying.
Yeen. Really don't know why it doesn't
We were doing
work
so
and go
well,
away.
too. Ugh. Thought I could make it. I couldn't.
Heard you bump into the base.
Fine.
Is it though?
It's totally fine.
No. Sure about that? Okay, let's hook up the
This one
new
was missing.
line.
Was this one also missing?
Okay. Tubes.
Need some tubes?
I'm making some tubes.
Just buff that out. Yeah, we'll just
It'll be fine.
get a towel. It'll be great.
Need more interior plates.
Okay. All right, we have a little. We have
Interior
made some
plates.
progress there.
Yes, good.
But if I can't place them, that is really going to put a damper on the productivity.
Yes. Put a junction.
And we're out of metal grids already.
What?
Oh, in my ship.
Oh,
The panic.
just made more of those. And ta-da! Is good.
Is good?
It's good. Gino making fun of my good.
It's good.
It's gut. Ja, ist gut. Okay. All cleaned up and done now. That's good. Oh, don't you. Ah.
Yeah, how is it going over there? It's fine. Uh-huh. Okay. Great.
Sweet.
Doesn't sound like it was going fine.
fine.
Oh, oh. Whoopsies.
You flipping things over and blowing them up?
No, I just nudged the wind turbine a little bit.
Again.
Just a little. Fine.
Is it though?
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
So how was the job this week? Interesting. Good in the sense that it is interesting.
Okay.
It went well. Otherwise,
Kinda-
they definitely want me, so that's good. It's exciting because it's
Super duper good.
new and interesting. Still haven't figured out how much time my week it's going to be, because concerned about that's the spider. Concerned about time, of, like
Oh, yeah.
how much of their time, how much of my time I have to give. Right,
Because
working at a
you
startup is very.
are a bit of a workaholic.
I am not that much of a workaholic.
Nickel. Are we out of nickel?
You're at a nickel.
Out of nickel. Yeah, that seems to be our block.
We're out of nickel.
We're out of nickel.
Okay then.
Do you want me to get some?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna need it for motors and things. That's what you want to do. I thought you were gonna weld things.
I was, but we're out of nickel, which means we can't make any more plates. Grids. That's
yeah,
the word.
the grids. Yeah.
So I can't really do anything.
Okay then. Unless you want me to go and get it.
I could go. Was it on this side? Yeah. There's one that's broken on the hotbar. Number 4. You know what that one was?
Oh yeah, there was the hydrogen generators or engines. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. We're gonna move this down so I can see.
Work on the underbase.
We'll just watch these drills. I think there's a whole bunch of rocks with nickel nearby, yeah?
Yeah. You don't have to go far.
That's
There's
what
lots
we
of
will
them out
do.
there.
That seems good. Okay.
Grab that, grab that, grab
Nothing
that.
in here. Okay. Nothing in here. Great.
See. Something's streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if there was the mod's base nearby that sent the drone.
Maybe. What do you have is the friction set for inside right now?
Yeah, if you go to the second hotbar,
Uh-huh.
you see that there's a wheel there that does friction. You can increase it or decrease it by pressing those buttons.
Hmm. That's handy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Didn't know you could do that.
You can.
On. Okay. What are you? There we go.
Some nickel.
First boulder.
Yeah. There's lots of them. And then you can go to the boulder farm if you want.
I can go to the boulder farm.
Right.
Back to mining once again.
Some more of those out of there.
Now I have to get this scary voxel.
Gary Voxel. What are you doing?
Oh, I think I got it. Perfect.
What are you doing making scary voxels?
You know, the usual. Mining?
Those voxels that are the byproducts of spiders?
No spiders as of yet on this mining excursion.
Okay, running around. Running down the tunnels. Grab the last few components. Okay. And there we go.
Am I full now?
There we go. Okay. Those are that done. I'm gonna put the welders in.
Oh, that's a lot of nickel. Okay, great.
Went past the thing. There it is. Up the ladder. Look, it's daylight.
Oh. Mining wasn't so bad.
Wow. Grab some water.
A lot of weird turns now.
I don't need any displays on me. Hey.
I wonder if we should just get rid of this tree that's kind of in the way.
Get rid of what?
Tree that's kind of in the way.
You can just run the tree over.
I might.
If you have the drills in front of you, you won't even notice. Because the drill trees hitting subgrids is still a thing. Okay.
Get over here.
Builder.
Good.
Unable to place. Oh. It's to be completely devoid of voxels.
Oh, nope.
Okay.
Oh no.
It shouldn't if the tree hit a regular part of the vehicle, a non-subgrid part of the vehicle, then yeah, the tree can actually do that, but normally if it's a subgrid, it's not going to be an issue. Able to place welder. Why? Well, I can place it up there, but I can't place it here. Probably because there's some voxel there.
Nope, I'm going the wrong way.
What do you mean you're going the wrong way?
Nope, I need this way. There we go. Will that do it? Yes. Got it.
What did you
The
get?
tree might take me out. It's true, it's fine. It's all fine. I will continue to just let it all buff out. But I think I might just go get that tree right now.
Sounds sus.
How are we doing on iron? Should I go do that as well? Or how are we doing on all the things?
I don't know.
Get all
How are we
of
doing
it.
on all the things? It'll probably take a big hit once they start building the components for the reactor.
You're like, oh, we're fine for iron. It's gonna be fine. We're down to 1K.
We're fine for iron when you asked me last.
Alright. I will be going mining. Oh. Okay. Oh. Let's get the tree first. Go get the tree.
Okay, there's the welder. Okay. And where is my... Where is 4?
Goodbye, tree. Okay. Be a little... Aren't we all?
Tree killer. Okay. That taken care of. Now, glass door blocks.
Okay, iron.
Me.
Oh, do I need more? I need more foods and waters.
Oh no.
Oh no! Gasp.
Gasping.
Oh yeah, sandwich. You get that from one of the unknown signals?
Yes, it doesn't do. It's from the Invasion of the Spiders mod. It's not from not from the Daily Needs mod, so it doesn't work the same way.
Okay. We've gotten rid of all of our materials. Perfect. Oh,
Spider.
that sounds bad.
Spider. Here's the spider. Okay.
Friction up. Oh yeah, now we have a better. Perfect. We're shooting.
Yeah. Dealing with it. Creepy crawly.
Okay.
We have no more grids, right? Or do we have grids?
There might be some in my little welder ship if you wanna
Nope, they're being made.
take them. Because I got nickel, so.
We are fine.
This is iron. It's like the color of nickel. Is it both?
No.
Oh yeah, it's iron and nickel. Okay.
I think there's 2 there.
Let's go.
Hello, Lucas.
Welcome, Lucas. How are you today? Okay. Going on an adventure. Nickel.
Yes, weld. Yes, good weld.
One. Iron.
Off.
Probably gonna need a few trips of iron.
Probably. Steel plates. Steel plates. Bonding doo-doo, he says. Lucas hasn't built that yet.
No. I thought we were building a spawn a dozen spiders on final mod.
I don't think you need a mod to do that.
No?
Nope.
We'll just target it to you personally.
No, that would be like your favorite thing.
Yes, it would be. Just got done using the barbecue for the last time of the season. Putting it away. It is a bittersweet feeling. 'Cause you're on the East Coast, right?
And it was the pun drone. Yes, yes, Candor is correct.
That would be great. Load up all of the dad jokes.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Another rock. I like how we just have these little flattened rocks everywhere.
Lucas put the command for how to spawn the
no.
Nickadoodoo into the chat.
No, we don't need that.
No, are you sure?
I think we're good.
You sure about that? You want me to try it? Sure, it'll go well.
Well, if you want us to be wiped out, sure. We don't even have a wall yet for the base. And you want to spawn a big honkin' ship? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone wants to see us get blown up by Reaver Nickadoodoo already.
There we go. I need
Okay. Before in search of Paradiso. Candor is correct. That would be the name. Okay. Let's go put some hole in this. There's a conveyor junction right there. The interior plates, so I have to get some of those. Interior plates. To be honest, he's just waiting for it to show up in Vanguard. That would be funny.
How'd we do this time?
I have not been watching Vanguard. Have they added reverse? I don't know.
Oh, we didn't get it. Okay. How far off am I? This is close. Nope, wrong way.
Last episode was wasted building a PMW turret for 3 hours. That's hilarious.
Alright. Success. Give that a minute. Oh, I put the brake on. Put the
Energy
brake on.
reserves critical.
Okay. My energy reserves are critical, apparently.
I have to type this?
Oh, don't type that.
Oh no. But if I do it, everything's gonna get wiped out.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want everything to get wiped out.
There we go. He made some interesting design choices. Actually, I can probably take this out. Put a
Get
door
another,
there.
maybe like 2 boulders.
2 boulders. You want 2 boulders? What?
I don't want to like overwhelm our power and storage.
Ah.
Probably get 2 more. It's a quick way to kill the spiders.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the spiders are going to survive no matter what we choose.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thought, Fabian.
Door. Go.
Okay. Is it the deep?
Hey. Do not want...
Perfect. Back we go.
Okay, so we've got... Okay, so what I need to do then is actually build this reactor.
Our way out here.
Okay, do we have the resources to do that? That's an excellent question.
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
Well, I was going to build the first reactor. And then
Ooh.
then use welders to seal it up.
If everything dies, that's the end of this playthrough, and maybe next time he'll turn on jetpacks. No.
I don't know about that. I might make it worse. I might make it first person only.
This is my concern, is as soon as the playthrough ends, it has to get harder. Because for some reason that makes sense. For some reason that makes sense. So, I'm gonna vote no on that one.
No? You don't wanna
Tiny little bit. I don't know. if
deal
I
with
can
the
get it.
spiders?
Well, you're gonna make it even worse the next time, I'm quite sure.
Okay, what was I looking at?
I
Reactor
don't know if I can
components.
get any of this.
We have gravel and silver. We have enough. Oh, we need more silver. Yep, we're gonna need more silver.
I assume that's not gonna be in a boulder.
There's a silver mine. So that's relatively easy to get, actually. Ingots.
If you really need it, you could take your flying ship.
Well, we need more than, like, we need to take the actual miner and go get some.
I was just meaning if you needed it quickly, because I'm
No.
still getting iron.
I don't need it super quickly, but after you're done that, you can do that.
Looking iron-like.
Iron-like?
This miner really has a lot of momentum. You can just tap it and it rolls.
Yep. Easy to drive that way.
Mm-hmm.
Power on the wheels is set really high. That's part of it.
Wait for those drills to go up a little bit.
Okay. Let's throw these on there. Totally fell down there. That's fun. Nothing wrong with first person only, Jared. That's why I'm suggesting it.
It's because I like using third person for operating all vehicles. That's why it's being suggested.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Then I would really, really quit. Like, no.
Okay. Cool. That's set up. Mostly ready to go. It's all piped up. First, the welders are in. We have much refining going on.
Good for us.
See how far did you get with the wall?
I did place the
Outside
top
of there?
area, so it's all like the design portion of it is all mapped out. But then
That's
I
good.
ran out of placing capabilities due
Yes.
to space engineers.
Yes. Space engineers. Looks good though. Looks like it's working.
I think so. Ooh, we're really
You
coming in
having
for a bumpy landing.
a hard time there?
We're quite heavy.
Apparently. You turn on that corner, you slow
Yeah.
down. When you come down the hill and just
Yeah.
turn across the ice into that where you are now, you slow down a
Yeah.
lot better. Because the turn slows you down.
Ooh.
There's a whole, Kander had pointed out the other day, or this morning actually, there's a whole whack of new Eric's weapons. And I noticed that the little weapons, these little point defense guns that we've been using,
Mm-hmm.
have a new name.
Again?
Well, no, they're called Avalanche Heavy Machine Guns. If I hover over them, if I look in the control panel, they are called Defender Point Defense Cannons,
Oh, is this the weird naming convention thing?
and now it's called Avalanche Ammo.
Naming conventions.
The naming convention in the Eric's mod is just a little bit broken. Oh man.
Not gonna say anything.
Oh, actually, some of them are defenders, some of them are avalanches. They all use avalanche ammo. Oh my! I can't.
It's just a mess.
All right, but looking at the
Just
G
a
menu
mess.
though, Aaron. Oh yeah, there's so many guns now. Okay,
Well,
cyclones, hurricanes,
if
typhoon.
the modder would like some free consultation on how to set up a naming convention, let me know.
This particular modder I think is 17.
There we go. I understand.
She's great though. She's done, her models are some of the best we've seen.
They're very good. Okay, I created a naming convention at work and nobody follows it, so that's fine. You can't expect anybody to.
Some new railguns. Ew. Ew.
Slowly getting there. There.
Cool. All right. Well, that's exciting. Moving on. What you doing?
You have a silver mine, yeah?
Yes. I was gonna go. Do you want me to take you to it?
Sure.
Okay.
Field trip.
I think I shared it with you.
Yeah, I just oh, it's over there. Okay. You are piloting?
Yes. Do you have it? Silver
Yes,
mine
I
entrance?
do. I
Okay.
do.
Right. Unlocked. Oh, parking brake's on.
I always put the brake on, just in case.
Yes.
She does sound badass. I agree. Making Space Engineers mods at 17?
Yeah, her
Pretty
sense
cool.
of humor is pretty great too. Okay, up the hill. And over to the silver mine. Need to take the light bar off and change it in this thing.
Yeah?
In the way of the guns.
Ah, right.
Come on.
Bob and weave.
Let's tree dodge. There's the silver mine entrance.
There it is.
And there's the silver.
see. Maybe I should pull a conversation starter while we're waiting for Final to mine things.
Mmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we
Much
got.
mine.
Much mine.
Much mine.
Yeah, okay.
Yas. Yas mining. Yas.
Here's one. We seem to do well with the food topics. So we have, what was your grandmother or grandfather's signature dish? Your grandparents' signature dish.
It's an excellent question.
That is an excellent question. All of my grandparents are terrible cooks.
Yes.
Terrible. Like, nobody in my family cooks particularly well. I would say
Glad that you said that. I don't have to worry about saying it anymore.
I would say besides me, even though I'm not great, I have really tried to cook better than all of them because they make pretty bad food.
I have to say, part of Skoka's education has been cooking. So Skoka cooks pretty well.
I think Final's mad now because I'm getting very good at cooking.
No. No.
I read cookbooks, I watch cooking shows, I like to learn about cooking, but I don't know. I remember my mom's mom, whenever there was any sort of special occasion, she would make a ham.
Yeah, it was only ham.
Always ham. It's so funny. Every time. We're like, oh, we're going to get together for so-and-so's birthday. My grandmother's like, oh, I think I'll make a ham. And she says it that way every time, which is part of the joke because it's like, oh, Nana's going to bring a ham. Gonna be dry.
Yeah. Certain amount of like farm cooking, I think. That's what my grandparents'
Yeah.
definition of cooking really is like farm cooking.
Yeah.
Is you would have whatever it is as, leftovers from farming.
Yeah.
My
Absolutely.
my grandmother on my father's side is Polish, and my Nana on my mother's side, grandmother, is her background is Ukrainian. So we have like this overlap of what's a pierogi and what is a cabatrol and what is a putahe. Because they're all variations of a theme.
Carbs wrapped around carbs.
They're carbs wrapping carbs.
Ooh, Calgar says turkey dinner, mashed potatoes. That sounds delicious. E's great grandmother would make tamales.
Yeah, homemade tamales would be cool.
Oh, so you make homemade beef jerky, Lucas. That is very cool.
That's cool.
How do you make beef jerky? I've never
you have a
tried. I mean,
dehydrator.
I assume you need a dehydrator.
I used to, and my family used to make it on the farm at home.
Ah. Your mom makes the best cottage pie.
What
Oh,
is that?
A slippery beetle?
That's not it. That's 4 kilometers away. Unless it's shooting at us.
Maybe.
See rounds. Oh, yeah, that's shooting at us.
Oh my gosh! Wow. We better. Oh my gosh! It can shoot 4 kilometers.
It's got a couple of 400 mil turrets on it.
Oh no!
Those are Pilfit's fire
Run!
hundreds.
Run! The best cottage pie ever. That sounds delicious. Ooh, Ola's family. Polish sausages and tamales. Nice.
Talking about tamales over here while we're getting blown up.
Well, I mean, I can't do anything right now.
I'm concerned with maybe not getting... Thinking I want to distract this thing because it can shoot the base right now. It's shooting us.
Okay. Yeah.
Driving in the direction of something else.
Okay. So maybe lead it towards the research base. It's 10
it's the same.
kilometers.
It's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same team.
Oh, I see. I don't think we have any other team that we can send it to.
There's a mods base over.
I don't
way
have
I'm
any.
pointed. I don't see it. I just know it's there. Okay, I think the slippery beetle is actually out of range now. 4.5 kilometers.
Whew. Wow. That's not good.
Yeah, that was fun for a second.
That's not good to know that these are a thing.
Well, we knew they were a thing. It's just we hadn't had anything that heavy spawn on anything yet. But yeah,
Let
that's
the
both its
games
400
begin.
millis. The only good thing is the rounds that are fired by the 400 mil can be intercepted. Oh, see, it's firing on something else.
Oh, okay. Great.
The 400 millimeter rounds can be intercepted like missiles. So we can shoot them down with point defense.
Okay.
Back to
Yikes.
the silver mine.
That's not good.
Olo's grandma would make what is called snowflake cookies. Actually looked like snowflakes.
Very cool. Oh,
Spiders.
okay.
It's a dead spider.
Great.
The little turrets on the rover are kind of like the best thing ever right now. Okay, back to the silver mine.
Back to the silver mine. I think that there's like food that I can think of that's like very classically food that my grandparents or my mom, my dad doesn't cook, but or my mom would make, but it's like not good food, but like you are used to it in a sense. So you're like, oh yeah, this is comforting, but it's not necessarily like well done.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can really think of that is like that in my family, other than like big family dinners. But
No. Where there's not like recipes that have been passed down from generations. Not in my family.
no, not. I mean, I have my nana's pierogi recipe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I actually converted into something that you can eat.
Yeah,
Normally
part of
has
it is
eggs.
part of it is being a food allergy person. It sometimes makes like those recipes not accessible.
Yeah.
But up until my dad, nobody on either side of our families had food allergies.
The ones that survived, anyways.
Yeah, it's true. True, I don't know about all the ones who did not make it. Comfort food is chili over rice. I love chili over rice. Nana
Polo's
cookies.
dad's side, the entire family get together to make Polo sausage and tamales. That's pretty fun.
Nana cookies are crunchy cookies. Where they're just like kind of overbaked. A BCG cooking party when? That would be super fun. We can't really do a potluck. I don't know what would be the equivalent of that.
Community baking streams.
Maybe.
That's what Roithik and Zori have been doing.
That's true. They're crunchy by design to be excellent with milk. Welcome, Steady. Thank you so much for the raid.
Hello, Steady. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing?
Okay. Now that the mine is dug out a little bit more, I can grab some more silver. Mad Ant 34, thank you for the follow.
We're playing Space Engineers. How did that stream go for you? What were you getting up to in Space Engineers? We're currently mining. Final is doing the mining. I am just sitting here.
You're in the passenger seat today.
There's Final. He's the one driving right now.
Okay.
We're hiding from the death beetle is part of it. Like, we're mining and we're also hiding at the same time. It's a dual purpose activity.
It is a dual purpose activity.
So that's nice. We're getting some silver.
Yep. Because we need to build this reactor that we haven't finished building yet. Come on. Come on.
Steady was designing a new ATC tower. Awesome.
Air traffic control. Come on.
Are you going to have lots of ships that you need to control via an air tower? That does sound fun.
Or are you using the aerodynamics mod?
Oh, so you're practicing in creative, and then you're gonna build it in survival once you have an idea. Oh, the plane mod.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, fun.
Yeah, the paint mod is pretty fun. I've only played with it a
Eventually-
few times.
Eventually, you want to do bots. Oh, cool. So you'd have like the little planes flying around. That's a fun idea.
Plane parts. Yeah, always. It's the plane parts and the aerodynamics mod. Always do weird things. Favorite is when you have the aerodynamics mod on something that's landing geared to another grid. It starts doing weird stuff.
Howdy to you too. Disco Pistons, and is it Giver or Guyver? Guyver
that
X?
was fun.
Giver X? Please let me know. I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly.
Alright, we're going back to the base. Full enough.
It'll add some life because it's a solo playthrough. Absolutely. Guyver X. Thank you so much for letting me know. It's pronounced Tim. Well, that's great too. I always like to make sure that I'm pronouncing people's names correctly because I know that I will likely guess wrong. And it's your name. It is important.
I almost missed that tree. Oh well.
Good
Close.
one. Good one. You're doing great, Final.
Okay.
The other stream's like, that design is way too unique to be in two places at once. Yep.
Okay.
We're playing together, streaming both perspectives, but currently we're doing the same activity, so I probably didn't need to come along for the journey, but
No,
I did.
but now you know where the silver mine is
Now I
and how
know
to
where
get in
the
it.
silver mine is, so that's good.
Okay, we're gonna crawl back over this, jump back inside.
You both have a Discord.
Huh.
I'm gonna say not yet.
Not yet. There's a running joke in our community that we have to get it approved by Jure first.
That's Final's joke.
Yeah. It's not just my joke, it's your joke too.
Husband, wife. Well, we were actually just discussing this earlier. We're common law, or what is the other, like, domestic partnership.
Yeah.
That's the word for it. According to the government, we're together, but we don't actually, have the marriage certificate
Yeah.
part of that.
Okay.
Just without the
Almost.
fancy dress. We're basically married, but without the fancy dress. And then Kander says, I mean, you don't know what Final is wearing.
I mean, not much. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Back at base. Hopefully that is charging, or well, that's charging. How much silver do we have? Ingots. Refineries are chewing up on the.
you're waiting till you hit
Iron.
affiliate to start yours. Here, let me go follow you right now, Steady.
There we go, steady.
Let me go find you right now. Hold on. Hold on.
Scarlet has the ability to marry people in the U.S. What?
What? Oh my gosh.
What does Scarlet
Why did
not?
we not
What
know
did
this?
Scarlet not do? Like, what did we miss? Like,
Why did we not know this? Steady. Here you are. Follow. Okay, great. There we go. Followed. And we can do a little shout out again.
yeah,
Shout out.
go follow Steady.
You just hit affiliate yesterday, Disco Pistons. Amazing. Here, you're gonna get a shout out too.
Thank you, Jared. Jared is also posting Steady's channel in my chat as well. Candor
There you
says, Candor, so Candor and Scarlet and DE and I are what we call the strategy team, or strategy gang. Whatever term you want to add to the end of that. And during company assets, we figured
Go
that
Pistons.
you know,
There we go. Follow.
DE was Richard Hammond and Candor was
Oh yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson,
Uh-huh.
and I was Captain Slow.
You were cute.
But of course, Scarlet, being the best at space engineers, is the Stig. And so Candor has, some say, he was turned down for I'm a Celebrity because he has a successful career, and that he once caused international uproar by poisoning a man with a vial of Salisbury Cathedral. All we know is he's called Master Scarlet.
There you go.
Candor's got a whole book of these. They're amazing.
Amazing. Well, we have some links to go follow Steady and Disco Pistons. Yeah,
Okay, we're
it can
finding-
be a long slog to make
It can't be. It's
to
not an easy
affiliate.
thing.
It took Final quite some time, and I say Final because we were just streaming off of his channel
We were.
for some time before there was much
Before the greater
convincing
community convinced
that I needed
Skoka
my own channel.
that she needed her own channel.
So mine was much faster because we had already
Skoka's was meteoric.
built up. We had already built up that.
Took
following.
Skoka a month.
I think it was 5 weeks.
Sorry, I wasn't being specific enough.
But no, I think it was before I actually decided to start streaming. I already had like 10 or 15 followers because I streamed for I don't know. We probably streamed for half a year on your channel before we got anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a climb.
Some say you require a permit to carry him openly in the U.S., and that he is the inventor of the canoe.
The canoe. Wow.
Yes.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. Steady, it's all good. No worries. Thank you for the follow anyways. Appreciate it.
Took you a year. Would you stream as well? Diver. Should we put a shout out for you?
Okay, spiders.
Go away.
Where are ya?
I don't know.
It's probably just the little ones.
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, you
How
only found me
long?
because of Nah Picklebeard. What a lucky encounter.
Okay, let's see. How are we doing on... Okay, we're about halfway there on
Is
Reactor
that
Components.
modded weapon fire.
It is.
One here.
That is from the Eric's weapons pack,
We also have
is-
some big ones up top. Here, we can all
which are
enjoy the
from...
stair climb.
some are from... Well, the big ones, the 2 or 3s upstairs are from Northwind. We're running on Weapon Core, by the way. If you have never used Weapon Core before, Weapon Core's pretty fun. Gets you the ability to do some really cool stuff. So,
There are these. I've put the disco paint on them.
Yeah, she loves the disco paint.
There's that.
And then the little ones with the chain gun firing mechanisms you've been hearing are these guys. The little avalanche defense turrets. Point defense.
Mod list. Here we go.
There you go.
Guyver has not streamed in a very long time.
Okay, I think I'm going to go get some more. I'm going to check the refineries again.
I also really love the glamour paint. I think that the glitter is probably my favorite.
It is her favorite.
Of all of the paints. But
We were doing the disco hallway the other day. The
Well,
week, I should say.
the hallway became disco because of the gun, because the gun house is so big that it became a disco hallway.
Yes.
But we have to find another location to do the glitter rainbow hallway in this base. And it has to be better than the previous glitter rainbow hallway.
Where is...
There's this, I see. More guns, okay. Guns?
only halfway?
No disco light on the gun. That could be very entertaining.
Come on.
How much iron do we have? Should I go get a little bit more?
We have 64,000 in unrefined iron right now and 31,000 in ingots. We have 130 uranium ingots, which is great. We have 30,000 gravel. 81,000 in unrefined magnesium. 43,000 in unrefined silver.
Could go get another iron.
Yeah, you can get more iron, you can get more silver, or more uranium. Any of those would be fine.
Because I'm thinking in the dark of the night, I can work on the wall, which I need a lot of iron for.
Yes. I think I'm going to turn this welder on and let it do
Let it
its
go?
thing with the reactor. The reactor is only...
Gravity ball
Oh.
on a rotor from the ceiling, then paint it. Okay. You could build the Church of Fabulous. Ooh.
Church of Fabulous. That's quite the name. Ooh, my production screen just totally borked.
Oh, I'm still on church.
Industrial assembler. I need 100 superconductors.
Is there a reason why I'm not going anywhere?
I don't know.
Oh, you turned off the wheels, that's why.
Oh, I think we might be okay. Do we have enough gold?
Oh, we have an Mods Explorer. Hold that
good.
thought. Hold that thought.
So we need gold.
Okay, where is that?
That's a good question. Mods Explorer is only 4 clicks out. How close is my nearest gold mine? Because I don't think I have any...
Do I have any gold? I have gold 2 and gold 3.
We have gold 2 and gold 3.
Would you like me to
They
share?
Y-wings? Did they get exploded? Jared's gonna go eat. Oh, I'm just gonna add that
Oh,
one.
thank you so much for the raid, Steady. We will enjoy our stream. I'll talk to you
Yes.
later.
Yes. Thank you for coming
Blame
by.
Hashtag blame Primal for the loss of the old rainbow hallway. It was so
True.
great. It was a great hallway.
Speaking of spiders. Okay.
Ooh, a blueprint for a self-building endless rainbow hallway? What?
You could do that.
That is very cool, Rev. I'm not going to say no to that. With armor plating, you could make even more rainbow colors. Ooh. I am really enjoying all these options. We have to figure out... I assume we'll need to put the rainbow hallway near the back of the base.
We don't
For
lose
safety.
it, probably.
For safety.
Closest gold that I see.
I have another gold one that I can send you.
How close is the other gold?
Well, I sent you one. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. It's 6.7 kilometers away. And
Oh,
this
where those
one,
are.
that's gold 3.
Go. Go. We need that one anymore. Do I need these? Probably not. Get rid of some of these spots.
There's silver and gold closer to the original landing area, 3.66 kilometers away. I see silver, cobalt further away from that. Gold 2 you send to 6.7 kilometers away. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything closer.
No, they're probably all in that direction. Well, I haven't really gone in the, like, northward direction.
Well, you might want to go east-ish, because there's the magnesium mine, and there's
It's
the
getting
cobalt
dark,
mine.
too, is the problem.
Yeah. I think that there's gold closer than that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was a screamer, all right.
yep. Here, do you
Thanks,
want to
Solo.
jump in for a second?
Yeah, go for a drive.
Yep. Actually, while you're here, hang on a second.
Oh, Picklebeard has found the fog. It's outside his house. Well, that's good. Keep Fog Prime alive.
Fog Prime is coming to get you.
Alive. Conversation starter. Oh, okay. Just in time for our car journey. Let's see.
It's been bothering me that the lights have not been able to work, so give me a moment.
Okay. I don't know if anybody is gonna have an answer to this one. I don't think this is a group for it, but we
No.
can talk about. I don't know if anybody is gonna have much on this one, but do you possess any of the qualities of your astrological sign?
Ooh, oh boy.
I don't know if this is
Oh,
opening a
boy.
can of worms.
Okay. Judging by the crystals on Skoka's desk. He was waiting for me to say that. She knew it. Knew it was
I
coming.
knew you were gonna make fun of that. Rev certainly does.
Okay.
I find astrology interesting. Calgar says, huh. Are you not super familiar with astrology? Maybe we should start there. What?
What? I know, right? Okay. Up the hill.
We're gonna go find some gold.
Gonna go look for some gold. I think there's gold closer than those two markers. Wow.
Yes, and astrology is a self-fulfilling hypothesis, says Olo. If you believe in it, then you possess all the qualities. Yeah, that's a very good point.
That's a good point.
Oh, okay. Well, Rev seems to be interested. Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess what sign you think we are?
Yeah, start there. Start
would
there.
be fun.
That would be funny, actually. I could have sworn there was gold closer. I think it's in this hill.
I'm not sure.
Can you check to see if the ore detector is still up at maximum range?
I can't. I don't have it, but I can look over here in the control panel. Ore detector. Oh, now it's set to maximum.
What was it?
It was at 24 before. Now it's
Really?
at 50.
Why does it keep resetting? Because mine was set. I had it set to 50 before.
I know.
Weird.
Here. So we're just gonna go around in circles. There seem to be a lot of ores in this area, so we might get lucky.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on this planet. It's really unfortunate platinum's not on it. Or at least
Oh,
not
yeah.
haven't found it yet.
Helios is a coworker who is super into it. It's pretty fun listening to her talking about it. There are a lot of people who get very excited about astrology.
Yes, very excited. There's a hole there. There's the silver. There's usually gold near silver.
Yeah. Calgar has been told he's stubborn. It is a trait Leo has and was born the year of the ox, which is also stubborn.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good jumping off point. Like, just to get some basic traits. It's like any other kind of personality test, right?
Yes.
I don't
Speaking
think
of-
it's a be-all, end-all.
Speaking of
Ah.
personality tests, I was just using the 16 personalities map the other day.
Platinum is space only. Oh, hello,
Yes.
Packrat. How are you doing today?
Platinum
Okay,
is
so-
space only, but this is a modded planet, so it might be here, it might not.
Rev has guessed that I would be a Virgo and that you are Aquarius. Fine.
Interesting.
Anybody else want to guess?
Also, hello, PDW Packrat. Welcome.
I just did that test yesterday. Oh yeah, the like 16 personalities one.
Yeah.
It's like based on the Myers-Briggs.
Yeah. It's a pretty good test, actually. There's more detailed ones if you pay for the results and stuff like that.
Oh, of course. You always gotta pay for the good ones.
Always. Always.
Always.
Okay.
Do you remember what astrological sign you are, Final?
I'm pretty sure I do.
I don't know. You can't remember my birthday most of the time, so.
Well, I mean, it's also true. Okay. I'm gonna go back around this other
You're
way.
the executive one. It fits you well, Rev. Nice. Platinum is on the moon. Olos is Taurus and Scorpio. Okay.
Okay, which one's the Taurus? Which one's the Scorpio? Is Skoka the Taurus? There's a tree there.
There's a tree.
Dee, that's a regular occurrence in this house. Well, found it. Found the gold.
Well, there it is. My background is that my mom is a Reiki healer.
Yes.
Is an energy healer. So
Wom 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 wom
I
wom
have a
wom.
lot of understanding of some weird pseudosciences.
Yes. Weird pseudosciences. Different than pseudo. That's not the same thing. Pseudo the human is different.
Been swinging. Oh yeah, there's a collection of crystals on my desk.
Yep. All of them are charged, by the way. She's charged them all.
Under the moon.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do you remember your star sign, Final?
I think so. You remember it better than me, so why don't you tell them?
It's interesting because we're both basically a cusp sign, which means
Yes.
you're either the very end of one or the very start of another sign.
Yes.
So
Which
you
usually
often
means you have
pick up
combinations.
traits of both. So Final is the very end of Aries
Yes.
into Taurus, which are the
Yes.
two most stubborn zodiac
Yes.
signs. I don't know how you would have picked that out. And I am an Aquarius, but depending on the calendar, I'm either the first or the second day of Aquarius, so I'm on the cusp of Capricorn.
Trying to figure out
So
where
now
this
you can do all your Googling.
gold deposit is.
Pseudo has his own science.
Yes.
He has no need for additional pylons. Pseudoscience is the best science. Well, yeah, it is. It's fairly vague.
Okay. I think I found a level spot that I can use to get into the mine.
What sign does the DE associate with? Your head cannon? A fellow water bearer. Yes, that's me.
Okay. I'm gonna flip that back up. Oh,
Oh, you're the 26th of January, Rep. I'm the 21st of January. Aquarius starts on either the 20th or the 21st, depending on the calendar. I'm human under the sign delivery room. Huh. Aren't we all?
yep. It's very true.
Very true.
Okay. We start digging the mine. Actually, we can probably get a bit of a better angle here. There we go. Much mine digging.
Mm-hmm. You're a Libra, which is weird because you're not balanced at all. I think that one's a bit off because my sister is also a Libra and she's not balanced. Fabian is an Aries. We got a really diverse group here.
You do. All of them subscribe to the cult of space engineers.
Libra is always searching for balance, yet never reaching it. Well, that really does make sense.
It does. Alios says diggy diggy hole. This is correct.
Stereotypical Scorpio. That's a lot. That is a lot. Olo's a Sagittarius.
What?
Final's like, all right, I've reached my extent of astrology.
Yeah.
The Cult of Clang.
Cult of Clang. All hail the mighty Clang.
Oh, she read what Scorpios were supposed to be and was just like, yes, let me lean into every single Scorpio trait possible. Helios is a Cancer. Get your claws out. Picklebeard's a Leo. Yeah, I should write all these down.
Good.
It's okay, they'll be a VOD. I have time.
Do have time.
One of my coworkers does natal charts with astrology. Just get her to read everybody's chart. It'd be great. Yeah, Weird Al's astrology guide is fun. Well, what you do, Jared, you type your birth date and astrology sign after it into Google, and it'll tell you.
Yes. Don't worry about it. Google already knows how old you are, so it's fine.
Well, the year doesn't matter.
Yeah, the
It's
year is
just-
irrelevant.
It's just the month and the date of your birthday.
But depending on who you talk to, that changes.
Well, yeah, there's like very complicated astrology that you can do.
Very complicated.
Yeah.
Google knows what I made my kids for breakfast today.
Jared wasn't born on Earth, so I don't know he has an astrology sign.
Well, he might.
Oof.
It's just more complicated than ours.
Maybe they have different astrology. Oh, okay. Well, you're an Aquarius, Jared.
Also makes sense. Explains why the boat wanted to flip over and escape so badly.
Yeah. This Final likes to say that I'm crazy,
Yeah.
but in a nice way.
Yes. She's nuts, folks. Okay. Can you check the ore detector again? Can't see the gold anymore.
Oh. Does it just like to decide? It's at 50.
Okay, so it's
So-
out of range now.
Oh, so we're going the wrong way.
No, we've passed it.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. I have to set it something up here.
That's it. Final. You're married to her, so you gotta deal with her crazy.
I know.
You had many years in which to back out.
I know.
You
I'm
didn't.
very aware. I'm very much signed up for this for the crazy. You know how this works. There's the gold. That's parking brake for a second while I figure out where the gold is. Gold is that way.
There is just a really small way between foolishness and genius. That's a very good point, Rev. We're all a little bit crazy in our own way.
Yes.
Or the crows can. Exactly, Jared. But here's the thing. You have to do with Finals Crazy true. Yep. There is aspects of Finals Crazy.
What?
Like I've agreed to only watch sci-fi and fantasy for the
Mhm.
rest of my life. That's
Mhm.
it.
You
That's part
are
of
only permitted to play Space Engineers on Sundays?
Marriage or other long-term relationships is just a series of dealing with other person's crises.
Yes, that could also be true.
Mm-hmm.
We were going down here for a second, and now we're going
I'm
back
not really
up.
sure what's going on. Don't know if you're a little crazy. Yeah, there's probably a crazy chart spectrum. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I'm sure there's a crazy spectrum. I know, because I live with it.
Rude.
What?
Rude.
Sorry? What was that? That rude. Okay, camera.
Okay.
You can
First
stop
heard about it
freaking
in
out.
a fantasy novel, and imagine you're surprised to find out it was a thing in real life. Ah, then Olo is married to his depression, and the only way out is the till death do we part. Yeah.
Welcome to 2020, folks. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Akrat says, talking to yourself is a sign of being crazy or being a genius. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is which. I have not been able to convince myself which category I fall into.
Try having 3 crazy kids, too.
I'm sure that adds to it.
Imagine how Nab feels. There's already 4 of them.
Soon 5.
Soon 5.
Like, we can't have kids. I already have one that I have to take care of. He's a lot.
Where was that? Drilling Simulator 2021 over here.
Ooh,
Well, you know what's exciting? We have figured out that Skoka's formula for
formula?
for games that she likes
Oh.
are games
Well,
that
this
involve farming,
This is your
and-
formula.
games that involve farming, games that involve some sort of like going about and doing things and having, you know, sometimes with animals, usually with
Exploring.
animals, exploring,
Uh-huh.
and you know, sailing of some kind.
I do really like sailing.
Sailing and water. So what we're gonna do is in I think it's November, Farm Simulator 2022 releases. So Skoka's gonna be streaming Farm Simulator 2022. We'll co-stream it. It'll be perfect.
I really thinks it's funny.
And
to talk
she
about
will
Farm Simulator.
sail on the Sea of Grains
I
and
see.
cultivate and be able to gather, you know, all kinds of cows and pigs and things. You know, it's perfect.
Okay. This has been his new joke for the last few months.
I'm surprised you're not like fully on board with this.
Gervais is talking to yourself is genius, answering yourself is insane. All right. That could be a metric. You should start to worry the moment you hear something new. Yeah. The response is different, perhaps. Yeah, I don't want to do Farming Simulator. Final was making a joke because he's like, oh, you like farming in games? We should just do an entire farming game. No.
Actually, I think it'll be fun.
I do like Valheim. I really enjoyed playing Valheim. I think we might look at it again when the new update.
Yeah,
We might play it once or twice just to see.
Yeah, my only concern about that is that Valheim's updates are obviously quite slow. Mm-hmm. So getting to that update and then finding out that not much is there is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So there's
maybe.
the gold.
It was
Finally
quite
found
funny.
gold.
So when Final reformatted his computer and deleted everything, including the Paradiso save, which is why we have to start over. Basically everything on his computer was lost except for the Valheim save.
The Valheim
It's a
save is
sign.
still there.
It is a sign. We have to go back to
So
it.
for those
It's the
of you-
only one that survived.
So for those of you who have seen us stream Valheim before, the big house with the big gate room and all that kind of stuff, that's all still there.
That's all still there. I was a little sad. I was like, oh, it's going to take so long to get all of those good, weapons and armor again.
Yep.
It took us so long before, but it was still there. What a joy. Algar likes the farming part and the building of Valheim as well. Yeah, I think it's fun.
So you could do this
Oh, yeah.
with John Deere. You could get sponsored by John Deere.
I don't want to be sponsored by John Deere.
Not gonna lie, we found a streamer who was sponsored by John Deere. It's pretty great, actually.
Final went into a rabbit hole of this because he thought that I needed to become a farming simulator streamer. So he looked them all up on Twitch.
Yep.
And found that John Deere actually sponsors people.
Yeah. It's pretty hilarious.
Well, yeah, that
This
makes sense,
gold
Helios.
vein is pretty thin.
You would have full conversations with yourself when you're writing because part of that is writing conversations, right? That was a lot of times to say the word right. You are nearly full, though.
Yeah, it's mostly stone. This gold vein is pretty thin. Let's actually see. We got some gold. That's not bad. It is definitely mostly stone, but
Well, we'll have a use for it.
see if we can
Have you
turn
marked
around.
this?
I will shortly.
I
I'll,
can-
I'll mark it when we get out to the top.
Okay.
You want to mark the entrance, right?
Yes.
Hopefully the entrance is not as... It's sloped enough that we can get up, hopefully.
That is a very good point, Guy. Why doesn't Kleenex sponsor Hallmark movies?
Excellent question.
That is an excellent question. I might enjoy Icarus. Is that the pronunciation?
Yep, that's made by the same company that made Stationeers.
Ah.
Or at
so
least
it's gonna be
published it.
hard.
I don't know if it's the same dev team, but...
So it's gonna be hard.
Oh, look, a friend. I think it's a dead friend.
Oh.
Yeah, we're killing it now.
Okay, great. Make a GPS.
Are you doing that or am I doing that?
Do that. GPS.
Oh, the gold mine entrance?
You need me to share it?
Yeah, make sure you change the color so it's like a teal color so it's a little bit easier to see.
What if I make it yellow?
Then you're gonna be fired.
Gold, everybody.
Did you save it?
Hmm?
Okay, hang on, let me mark and grab that quickly. GPS.
Because Hallmark movies aren't very good. They are not very good.
Okay, where's the base? Base is
Look
to our
at
right.
asked to sponsor adult entertainment. Oh, there we go. Rev suggests, oh,
Spiders.
um,
This is why we put guns on the rover.
you could, Rev suggests adding a sorter to the other connector.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Why
Could've been bad.
exploring in the dark is bad.
Yep. I need to find a way around this.
We'll just have to
Go this
wait
way.
here until the morning. Well, yeah, towards the escape pod. You have it left.
Okay.
It's fine, it's fine. Oh, that doesn't seem too bad. Oh,
We're okay. Look, a tree! Couple of trees. The base is 1.5 kilometers away. And the magnesium mine is between us and there.
okay.
That's not bad.
No, that's not too far. But we do have... Is this going to be enough gold? I don't know how much we need.
Right now, it's probably enough.
Okay.
Spiders.
Spiders.
More spiders.
There we go. Instead of Kleenex, it could be baby wipes. That would be sponsoring adult entertainment.
Also true.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Tree.
Tree. Tree.
On base, 700 meters.
Here we go. Nice.
Something else we should do is build little, like, beacons with lights on them so we can see the mines in the dark.
That's a good idea. Those will get shot pretty quickly, but it's fine.
Well, if we build them and then, like, extend them underground.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, DE says I'm emulating Splitsy by hitting all the trees. Okay. Around the corner. We put something up on the hill here so we can see this in the dark too, because this is the wrong way down.
Yeah. You just have to kind of guess. But I did take out that tree that was mostly a nuisance for us.
Yes, good.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot of light going on.
Yep. Fix the lights on this rover, but we need some more. I need some ones that do the sides. I thought about that.
This is also the wrong way down, just like Splitsy.
Yep.
Oh.
Come on.
Ah.
Come on.
Oh dear. Camera shake. Oh, and bugs. Oh, why is our rover getting flipped? Oh,
Because
you're
I bumped
hitting
into it.
Okay.
Kind of fun.
I'm just waiting for one of those giant spiders to jump out again.
You can hear the fear in her
I
voice.
don't want the big spiders again.
Doesn't
they're
like the big
scary.
spiders. Does not.
I don't like them.
The big spiders. They're very big.
No.
Big spider coming to get you.
Calgar says that means that Skoka is Capac. Yeah. Probably.
Kinda true. Okay, parking. Get back.
Rev was suggesting that you could turn one of the connectors into a sorter that throws out the stone.
Yes, but we kind of want the stone right now.
Well, I mean, we'll use it.
Yes. Gino played the Jaws theme.
No.
Waiting for the.
And you flipped my little rover.
I did. Not really sure what to do about that, to be honest.
The concrete mod, yes. I certainly look much nicer than Catback. Well, that's kind, Rev, but you don't even know what I look like.
Okay.
Don't be fooled. Behind her kind exterior is an ice-cold heart.
It's true.
Thanks, DE.
It's true.
Thanks. How are we
Okay.
doing on iron?
Silver. Still processing the silver. That's good. We're ahead in silver.
Good.
We are processing the gold. We have 11,000 gold ore. That's good.
Iron, huh?
Still working on reactor components, but we're getting there.
Oh, Rev says, I know what Catback looks like. That's enough. Ouch.
Wow. So many catback haters.
Oof. But the compliment is very kind. I appreciate it.
I have to say, catback's a pretty great, a great human. Okay.
I know that there was somebody who's like a coworker. I can't remember, but there's often jokes that people will make to like men versus women, where it's like, oh, thank goodness the kids take after the wife. Like, people use that joke on my dad a lot. It's like, that's kind of mean, but like, I get where they were going because they're trying to compliment my mom, but you're like, it's kind of insulting at the same time. I don't know. I don't think my dad was ever offended by that. Like, yes, great. My family looks good according to other people. Okay. What are you supposed to do with that?
Weld. Yes,
I think you have more
weld.
hair. I do have more hair than Catpack. Yes, I can confirm that. But final is, in terms of who has the most hair overall between two of us, final has a lot of hairs.
Many hairs.
Many hairs.
Let's grab this.
He is very entertaining. I agree. Catback is very fun to watch. Complimenting
Thank you, Gino.
one at the expense of the other. Yeah, it seems like an odd complimentary style of like men from a certain age in like traditional heterosexual couples, where they like make fun of each other by saying that their wives look nice. Like, it's kind of a weird thing.
It's kind of a weird thing.
It's kind of a weird thing. I had work done on this side, I think. Go over there. See if I can place anything again.
That.
I guess we need a picture of Skoka to be sure.
Everyone's hoping for that one.
They were suspiciously clean of blood. My hands, yeah. Covering the void hands. looks so much like Nab. Yeah.
Okay, we're just short some reactor components now.
If I can place anything again.
Reactor. Not done yet. Production. Industrial assembler. Working on those reactor components. Just working away. Alright, fine.
Will it place? It will! That's exciting.
You got out of the cockpit and came back in, now it works fine?
Well, that's because I gave it a rest for a while.
Yes, see.
Sometimes that works.
Having fun up there?
I'm making progress.
Look at you making progress. So much progress.
I just don't know how many blocks. I think I've gone too far in terms of the angling
Oh no.
on this side.
She's gone too far, folks. It's all over now.
Docked and on. I think that is the last one.
Is it though?
Is it though? Yeah, I think that was too far. So I have to grind that one down.
Oh no.
Poor kid is far too much like I am for his own mental health. Is that a thing where you're like, the kids have inherited some of my qualities that I'm not proud of and I'm not excited for them? Rev's little one looks more and more like him. He's kind of sorry for him. I feel like that has to be a thing where you're like, I don't like this part of my personality and my child has inherited it. I am sorry.
Okay.
I think that's correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with.
We have anything else up over here? We do. Okay, there's a speed module and a...
Yeah, that's tough. It's stuff that you struggle with, right? Where, oh, I don't want somebody else to have to struggle with this too.
Okay. How are we doing over here? Come on. Yeah. Pretty close. Some reactor components left to go?
For the reactor, do you think it'll be done today?
Yep. I don't know if
Nice.
we'll be done the other reactor today, but we might be done one reactor today.
Cool.
And I should be able to weld up most of the shell of the
Mm-hmm.
entire defensive structure around it. It'll be the toughest part of the entire base at the moment. Gino would like to know, would you two play any of them zombie survival games?
Not really, no.
Jared
Out
isn't.
of all the materials.
Jared is informing that we have played.
Jared really just wants more zombie games.
Yes. Jared wants more Skoka reactions to zombies.
Gosh. Are the spiders not good enough? I don't like zombies.
Skoka doesn't like zombies very much. Zombies are not her thing.
They're not my thing.
Spiders, on the other hand. Particularly the six-legged kind.
Back to astrology. He is fish and I am logic-based realistic Aquarius. That will be fun. Oh, that is gonna be fun when you have a teenager. A Pisces, okay. DE votes that we do a seafood review show. So neither of us eat it and just judge people on eating nasty fish. There we go.
Sounds like something the two of you would do.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I think I probably like seafood if I could eat it. I like
Probably would.
salty, briny things.
Yeah, you would like fish then. Most of it, anyways.
But I don't know. It's just because I have been allergic to lots of things my whole life. So like my scope of eating is much smaller than I would like it to be, honestly. I always get very jealous of people who just like can eat anything. It's like you can just walk around anywhere and just like eat whatever you want. What is that?
Yeah, it's pretty great actually.
It's just like a concept that I am not familiar with. I was like, oh no, you have to stress about food all the time.
Okay. Let's do welder this way.
Except that it tastes like fish smells. I mean, fish doesn't smell super great to me.
What is that?
Oh, it's the people upstairs are constructing
What is with our neighbors these days? Like,
I don't know.
the reactor, one of the first reactors out.
wants some scallops.
Bacon wrap scallops.
Yes, the best appetizer.
Hello, Final Event 97.
This is why you never eat out. Do you also have lots of food allergies, Pseudo?
Where is it? 4.
I don't know if the microphone is picking that up, but that's some interesting... It sounds like some kind of drill.
Certainly interesting. That's definitely the term we use for it.
I don't think I've heard this one before, though.
This one's pretty...
It's like a higher pitch.
It's much more like cat death, kind of.
Cat death kind of noise.
Yeah. It's
Please
great.
enjoy, everyone.
It's pretty terrible.
Okay, thank you, Jared. I hope it continues that you can't hear anything.
Here it says, SE is already hard for me to watch and has been off for the whole year, and I am still becoming drained from watching it, but I power through, kind of. They are always constructing. We are always constructing, it is true.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the stream. Where we're like, do we mix it up on Sundays? Or we might just start using our Wednesdays and Thursdays to play some games together.
Yes, but if the unfortunate part about that is the time zone for other folk is unable to place welder. Why? Oh, that's why.
Yeah. We'll play in what is the evening for us, which is not the evening for other people.
No, it's
when
like
they're
very
asleep.
much early in the morning. Okay.
Try to just get rid of them.
Gino wants to color my grids. Pretty funny.
Here we go. There's a restaurant near Olo that serves scallops in a very delicious sauce. Even good with steak, chicken. That's nice when you can do a bunch of things with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, not as bad as the neighbor you had at the last duplex you rented. Some chosen restrictions, some not so chosen. Good to know, Pseudo, thank you. Oh, okay. She was a bartender, and her boyfriend would have rather enthusiastic meetings at 2 or 3 a.m. Perfect. Yeah. Welcome to shared.
It's true.
Shared spaces. Apartments are great for that. When Nav and I got married, we had our revenge. Then you have your own enthusiastic renditions at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's true.
Even just like playing music at 6 a.m. The key is just to allow them to not have like any sleep. There were people that had a party yesterday. They were like one floor down and one unit over.
Yeah.
And I got up at like midnight to close the screen door. I was like, do we complain? I don't know.
I mean, it's honestly, it's
not
the
bad.
end of the world.
No.
It's annoying. But I mean, it doesn't happen every night. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's a long weekend and it's a Saturday. So I'm kind of like,
I feel a little more relaxed about it because I was like, well, we haven't had to listen to parties for a long time.
Yeah.
Because pandemic. Oh, and I placed that in the wrong spot.
Wait. Oh. That doesn't work because that's not built yet. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. Derp, derp, derp. Oh, okay, fine.
Renter would have been a 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. All the other rooms were rented to couples. Oh no. Oh. It's really the 4 bedrooms to 1 bathroom ratio.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But I know used to actually live a couple blocks away in a building that had shared washrooms, and I was like, I'm good. Good. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you. Actually, the make or break thing for me is usually shared laundry. I can deal with it, and I have, obviously, but it's one of those things like I'd really like to have my own.
Nice. It's very nice. That's like a big selling feature for renting in Vancouver. It's like, do you get your own laundry?
Yeah, really. You can easily tack on like $200 for that. Ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay. Is this making reactor components? Is it not? What's going on here?
Yeah. Totally understand, Picklebeard. We know that our evening streams are not good for our audience across the pond.
It is not. Very aware.
But we're like, we don't have any more weekends to stream things. Or no more days in the weekend. I don't think I'm gonna get to that one.
Hey.
This was the first place that I moved out into that had shared laundry. And it was a full tower. And there were 6 washing machines and 6 dryers. And each floor had like 6 or 7 units. And that's what you had to share. And it was
A gong show?
a gong show.
Yeah.
I almost never used the dryer if I didn't have to. I had like drying racks in the apartment. And then you have to just, it was lucky that at the time I worked kind of weird hours. So I always had Mondays off. So I would do my laundry on Monday mornings.
Yeah, that's actually, when you have that opportunity, it actually works out really, really well. So you can then do exactly that. You can just do your laundry on a day where there's nobody there.
But if you're needing to do your laundry on a Saturday,
Yeah, you're completely hooped. Completely hooped.
no.
We normally do our laundry on a Sunday or Sunday during the day.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Jared. Enjoy playing. See, I will watch either way because you two are great. That is very kind of you.
Yes, thank you, Jared. That's why Jared gets the VIP badge.
No, it's because you feel bad because you banned him.
Well, that too.
I'm not gonna let you live that one down because it was so funny.
No one is.
It was so funny.
Sure, Jared had a great time.
And thank you, Gino. Oh, I'm out of stuff. That's why this isn't working.
Okay, grind this out.
Side of the mountain.
Okay.
Oh, we only got about 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
That's gone by fast.
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, God.
You keep breaking over there.
Very. Oh, no.
Yay. So I have a giant gray box over here just for Gino.
Giant gray
Perfect.
box.
Yep.
Can we paint it?
I mean, you could.
Energy reserves.
I think that was a
low.
no.
Hmm.
Oh, Jared clipped the ban. Oh, I love it.
Jared never forgets.
No, Jared's been here the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Okay. I fit one there.
Jared was probably my first follower. Was
Probably.
Definitely my first subscriber.
Jared lurks. And I should be able to do one there.
This will be a little luckier. That'll work, okay.
There we go. Come on. That. And that
There we go.
on. Yes, good welder, good.
I realize I could just do this on the ground. Probably what I'll do now that I've made it all the way over here.
Good. Grind. Okay. Flip that one around, I guess. Yep. That's gonna weld that one up. I don't want to do that. Deal with that later. Come on, components.
Are we already out of all the ores?
Excellent question. I don't think so.
Not yet.
Check. Dump all this stuff. Refineries. Refineries are working on silver. Production. Seems okay. We might be out of gold again, though. Let's see.
Got it.
Yeah, we're out of gold already. Well, might do a gold trip then. Grab some gold from the mine. I need to make more superconductors.
Gonna see what you're doing over here. Oh, there's a little door.
So you can get inside. Watch out, there's welders in there.
Okay, I will just look from the door.
You can go inside.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm in the safe box.
Yes. They can't spawn inside of the safe box.
There we go. Oh dear. And there's a locust. How,
What?
You having a problem there?
Flip your rover back over.
Oh!
There goes that cargo container.
Oh!
There goes the solar panel.
There goes everything! You broke it!
Did not breaks.
You
Spiders
broke
broke.
it. It's... Oh. Oh, we have a bot.
There's some things.
He has a bot.
No more space.
Nightbot
in
got
such
it.
Inventory.
You're gonna have to ban that one.
I know. Let me. Nobody click the link.
No more space is
No,
as
I'm a horrible person.
Quit, quit, quit.
Nightbot says denied.
Not showing up. Okay. I'm in the mod view, but it's not in the actions.
I have to go save you.
Where? No, but where do I? It doesn't show up in my areas to ban it.
Right click on the message.
Okay, great. Come on.
Get it?
No, I'm trying to right click. But it's just giving me my computer settings. Not giving me the Twitch
Actually, that's
menu.
odd too. I don't have a way of.
Yeah, because Nightbot said that it banned it.
No,
But the
it
link
didn't.
is
It's just a
still-
warning. It says warning.
Ah. Then I don't know how
Got
I
it.
can get rid of it.
Or
How'd you
you
get rid
ban
of
the
it?
actual character. Or
Okay. Alright, thank you. We got it. Finally should just ban it. He has practice doing that.
do have practice banning. They moved the buttons.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, I used to have the buttons. I have the buttons in my chat. I don't have the buttons in your chat.
I'm gonna have to like review this more in detail.
Flipping your rover
Always-
over is difficult.
Just ban it. Nightbot doesn't have that powers. Okay, well. I was distracted from the very unfortunate event of Final destroying my rover.
Well, it's not. I mean, it is mostly destroyed now.
Don't even bother trying to save yourself. It's broken.
Trying to flip it over and it didn't work.
No, it did not. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of it.
I mean, we weren't going to use it anymore, anyways.
No.
You can build a new one. It doesn't have a giant slab of armor plate on it.
What, you didn't like that?
No.
I thought it was fine.
I think that's the key point. You thought.
Come back.
You can set Nightbot to automatically ban.
Left click. Ah. Because I have it set so that it bans, but that one was just a link, so I guess I have to have it ban all
Watch out,
links.
it's gonna drop.
Because it's okay to post links if you're a regular. So if you've been in my chat a few times and have been actually chatting, I will add you as a regular, which means you can post links. But I think maybe I'll have to set it up so there are just no other
I wasn't
links.
trying to blow it up, team. I was just trying to flip it back over, and it didn't work. Going to the
Hello,
gold mine.
Tasmani. Welcome. I was like, I'm gonna stomp off. Oh no.
Spider is dead now.
Okay. I will get rid of this. Oh. Oh, where is it?
Gold mine. That way.
Let me stand up here by the gun for safety. Don't see.
It was surprisingly easy to flip it, which is kind of the weird thing. I was just backing up into it, and it flipped right over.
Flip
Don't know
right
why.
over. Sure. Oh no, oh no, oh
So just realizing there's the mine that I'm driving into. Oh no. Speaking of madness,
Did you get the miner stuck?
yep, I'm about to fall into the magnesium mine.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, 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 yep. Come on, come on.
Did you blueprint it?
I did blueprint it earlier.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Blueprinted it now.
I blueprinted it right now.
Good news is it's just flipped over.
Do you need me to bring you about 17 pistons?
Pretty much.
Is that actually what you want?
Let me try and figure out pistons. I think pistons are probably the best choice, yes. That's why we were going to... I made a comment about putting lights next to the mine entrances
Uh-huh.
so we can see where they are.
That's the only reason why it flipped.
Yes.
Large or small pistons?
Just small grid pistons. I don't have any... I can't do anything else.
Okay. Those. 1, 4, 5.
Or don't travel at night. Yeah, well, that's also fair too.
Uh-huh. Ooh. Oh dear, Twitch is struggling with the sound alert.
Yeah, mine was having issues with that too. Don't know what it is about sound alerts and CPU usage or something these days, but it's
Oh dear,
Glitchy.
I have to run alone in the spider land. At the
Oh, I
dark.
have gyroscopes. Hang on.
Gyro override, says Rev, yeah.
Yeah, I could
Or
probably do
don't
that.
Travel at night, yeah. Take the flyer and put a magnetic pad on it, yeah.
Gyros.
Should I come over there?
You stay there for now.
Okay. Maybe we'll just go have a look-see.
I think the sun is coming up. No. Should be this. Trying. Trying. Come on.
Dark. Slowly gonna be some light. Like. Alright, let's see if I can find you.
I'm at the magnesium mine. You can just go straight to the magnesium mine entrance. Gyroscope.
It is starting to get lighter, so helpful.
Which way is which here? The opposite direction is
Light?
the opposite direction. They're going this way. No, that's... Oh. Come on. No. Just pick one, you ridiculous thing. There we go. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Two gyros. Two gyros and maximum override.
Super easy.
Come on.
Can't really see it moving.
Looks like it hasn't affected it.
It's wiggling a little bit. I do
Yeah.
have piston.
Would be the most dangerous part, trying it this way, but we can try.
Ooh.
Come on. Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Just set up a pole. Will final flip the rover.
Or destroy it in the mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of wiggling like a crab.
Mm-hmm. The override is more powerful than the actual gyro control. It's just that it's right now it is. Ooh, actually, it's something I could try. Hang on. If we can change the angle at which we have to flip.
I don't know. Probably the best view. This is going very well.
Super well.
Well, if you can't get it sorted in 10 minutes, you gotta leave it for next time.
I know. Okay, gyros. Not enough juice to flip that way.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah, it's not enough though.
What if you drill out some of the side so it drops down?
Don't want to mess with the mine wall too much. Nada. Okay, so
Oh, pistons. Oh, that's going.
not enough
No.
because the rover is so.
Heavy.
No, it's not. It's because I've made it so wide. Okay. Oh, look, you're here. Perfect.
I've been watching.
I figured.
I was giving you light originally.
You have the parts for pistons?
They're on me. Oh, that was too
Oh,
high.
That was.
Shoot.
That was.
Oh no!
That was great.
Oh, great. I'm
Are
stuck
we
with
both
a
dead?
corpse in a suit. At least now you won't waste the batteries.
It's going super well.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's going super well.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah,
Right.
I could have probably pushed him with the welder. We're going for a run. Oh, those sound alerts are really getting butchered, but thank you. I appreciate the applause.
Oh man. To run all the way back to our bodies now.
Run, run, run. Oh gosh.
It was a spider.
That's
was
a
the-
real fail.
The guns on my vehicle shot us to death because there was a spider behind
Because
us.
there was a spider. Yeah, I know the feeling of our guns shooting me very well. Gotta let my endurance. Tequila. Oh, it's just can't handle it. Sound alerts are struggling.
Okay, pick all the things up. Drop off the crap
I have extra
tools.
steel plates so I can make myself a little ladder. But I have the piston parts. So if we can get them from my body.
Right here. The one was mine. This one's yours.
Okay.
Mods Decimator, 5.2 kilometers. Okay, before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we could probably try Fabian's point about pushing me over. Someone's friendly, go say hi. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go well. It's coming our way.
Approximately where is the...
What?
Like I was just gonna make a little...
Well, hold on.
Just trying to get up to the cockpit. That's all I'm doing. And then we
know.
can focus on flipping it. Oh, there you go.
Except there's a thing in the way that I didn't see.
That was me.
Oh, good. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna try engaging that override again. And then... Okay, gyros. Roll override. Okay, now while we're here, hang on a second.
It's so friendly. It's saving you the trip to go say hi. That's it.
It looks like I might have despawned anyways. Okay, so you go to the wheel.
Which,
You stick the wheel on the.
the one that's closer to the ground?
No, the wheel that's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to gently
Nudge you?
nudge it. Like don't use your thrusters to nudge. Use your like put the welder tip up against the wheel and see if you can push over.
Is anything happening?
Yep, you did nudge it over.
Anything?
Not really.
Stop
You're
spinning them?
you're very close to the wall with your back thrusters. You might want to not scrape it there.
Oh. Oh. I can't get a good angle to push you because of the mine wall.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
If I try this one.
Nope.
Jumped you a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah, just push me forward. Okay. Come back down a little bit. And jump
gyro
out.
override plus pushing with the welder.
It's some earth-shattering kaboom coming in. It's true. If you can jump out, did you put the components in the rover already?
No, you said not to.
Yeah, we're gonna try something else. If you jump out and put it into the rover, we might have some success here. Now that the gyro override is up.
I don't remember how many steel plates it was. Need them for a ladder? Alright, I put them in there.
Thank you. Yoink. Okay.
But we do have to sign off in a couple minutes, so if you want to
Yes.
stay on, I can dump everybody over into your stream.
We got a few minutes. Hang on.
Just letting you know.
I know. We're not there yet.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Oh. You might want to take that welder a little further away until this, in case this clangs out.
Mm-hmm. Would you like me to help?
No.
No.
Just keep that further back.
Okay. Yeah. I did suggest, Rev. I tried.
Okay. Almost there. Give me 1 second.
Dumps us over. That's what we get. That was a poor use of the phrase.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Lovingly send you over to watch Final
3.
struggle with this miner for another half an hour.
Almost there. I think. Every time I forget where my pistons are.
Sure you don't want me to help?
No, it's okay. It's just putting more pistons on. And
Too little too late. Oh no, the damage has been done.
yeah, Skoka,
I know.
big meanie.
Big meanie.
See, it's her turn to be the meanie.
Get out and push.
Oh, hang on. I probably. Yeah, I totally forgot to weld that.
Okay.
Okay. This is probably not going to work, but we'll find out. Piston. Oh, we're so close.
Mm-hmm. Can I just like hit
Oh.
you?
And you can try. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah?
Yep, if you kept going.
I'm like
Think we're-
phasing into the wheel.
Okay. There you go. Hang on, back up. The wheel should be able to.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. What a look.
Hang on, let me turn off the gyro override before it flips me again.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Disco Pistons. I appreciate it.
Ta-da!
Oh, yay! Success!
Great success.
Woo!
All right,
Alright, we gotta go.
I'm going to go back to the base.
Applause! Applause!
So much for the
shooting? Oh no, you're gonna shoot me.
Not shooting you. Shooting the spiders.
Yeah, well, I'm getting out of the way.
Alright, that was successful.
That was. I'm surprised, actually. I didn't think we were gonna make it work. Like, oh, that's gonna be a next time activity.
We considered a base shield. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the follow, Disco Pistons. Appreciate it.
It's very kind of you.
Alright, let's get this in here. To turn down the friction. And actually tracked all of the pistons. Can't get inside the
Bit
base.
of a porcupine. Nope, we're just gonna keep going back and forth apparently.
Come on. Oh, it's chunks of your rover are also part of the problem.
Oh yeah, I didn't finish getting rid of it because you got stuck.
I know.
Oh, phasing.
Okay.
Oh, hello, Nap. Affects every build Disco Pistons makes to have trashy bathroom-looking pistons. Amazing.
Okay. That's locked in. That is charging. Those off. Jump out of there. That's that set up. Got all those things. And okay.
Everything else is off.
I'm gonna grab my food and water for my trip in the cryotube.
Uh-huh. I turn these. Charge off. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Jump in there.
To the cryo tube.
Into the cryotube. Getting the power sorted checks one more thing off the to-do list. Now it's time to build bigger and better. Thanks for being here, team. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you again here soon.